only going to be us today?
Uh, no, I think people might show up and come and go. So that's why there's enough. There's a big enough party. And it's a dynamic enough campaign that we can I can roll with whoever's here, right? Because we could the work parties and so on. The character of the setting for now is that way. It might come down the road. We have a large enough party, and with enough NPCs, we'll see if it survives, it tags, or what happens. We could split temporarily and stuff, but I'd like to
Never
keep
split
us.
the party.
Yeah, exactly. I like to keep us together, but unless something happens, I have done it, and it's worked. Um, but yeah, it's generally you want to see what the party is going to be too. There's a lot of NPCs, and so far there's some of you have talked about we got to escape, and let's watch, and you're germinating a plan and getting things ready and gathering some materials. But you did notice, Miri, that you were hanging out with Tom and around that tower a little bit, and you would hear the eerie sounds and the chants and the ominous silences. And they had this little side door where they would feed the spider kind of the webs, and so they would just hand out bound victims sometimes and just throw them out and so on. But
Mm-hmm.
often they would also give out these kind of flasks that had this sweet nectar that the spider kind just loved, and they could put their fangs into it and slurp it down, and it was like this kind of it was kind of alcoholic in a way, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And that they would often give that to the maidens, and also they gave it to and Tom's been there, and Asha was often the one that did that. Now Asha was the pretty one. That's a pretty one. And she's pretty one called that because she is a real kind of Barbie doll like dark one, and is really vain, but she also really likes the spiders in like a fond pet like sense. Like a lot of the drow fear and revere the spiders. They don't love them often, right? They just do it. It's their religion. You know what I mean? But she takes time to pet them and stroke them and stuff and talk to them. And
Mm-hmm.
you found yourself in a situation where she came out and was handing out these vials of this ambrosia, and you haven't had any yet. And Tom's with you, and she comes out and she's talking like she's going out sweet, 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 chick, 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 sweet, sweet, sweet. She's calling out this spider call, sweet, 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 sweet. Like somebody a horse
Mm-hmm.
whisperer would call horse
Right.
people. It's very nice, and there's eerie music behind her. You hear there's somebody playing a couple instruments that are one's a stringed instrument maybe, and another one sort of a percussion sort of little cymbal thing. And you're about not far away, about 30 feet away, and she's looking out. And she can tell. She's like, I I hear you, sweet, 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 come, I know. And you see Pickett scurry out real quickly, and he scurries up to call him, and then tentatively and really delicately, almost like grabs a flask real quick and scurries back, and she gives a
Mm-hmm.
little giggle. Where's your friends today? Sweet, sweet.
Do the
Uh,
others go too?
no,
Belton?
you're not
But
sure where he. No, you're not sure where he is.
okay. So she'll basically ask Tom as far as she can. Um um is this drink?
Oh yes, oh yes, it's wonderful, so
Is it
wonderful.
good?
I think so. Very tasty.
Um can we share?
Yes, Tom, like that.
Okay. Um
Tom's scared though. I was scared for Wicked.
yeah.
Wicked can sense me and doesn't like me.
Why why can Pippi go?
Uh, he's already gone. He grabbed a flask and scurried away.
No, she asked Tom, like, why
Oh,
can't Pippi go?
why can't Pipit go?
No, why can he go? Like, why is he not being attacked by those?
He is a spider.
Oh, that makes sense. And we're not spiders.
Well, I am, but she scares me. Wicked scares me. That's not Wicked. That's Pretty One. Tom's just scared that Wicked will show up.
What if I look out and you say hi to Pretty One?
You go, he says.
I cannot go. I may look like a spider, but I think they will find me and put me with the other humanoid again.
Okay, make a. But you see, Tom says a strange thing to you. He goes, "But I like Asha,
And what world?
or Pretty One. Pardon me. I like Pretty One."
What do you want me to roll?
I was going to get you to get an insight. And then you hear her softly calling. It's like, "I hear you there. I hear you talking. Who are you? There's someone new. You have a new friend, Tom? Tom, don't be shy again. Come on."
And well, since she is, so let me ask you this: the things that I have found before that you told me, I didn't answer to those. She would have put those on, like the
Okay.
brooch. She would have put that on, and the spectacles, I assume, are glasses. That's what spectacles are, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she would have put that on just because, she's like, ooh. And then see, like, imagine the world in like purple, like even more
Yeah.
purple than those glasses actually make it.
And
So
in fact, your vision is increased. Like there's clarity.
as
The
far as
Yeah, the
what?
way the light works in here, it's sort of this ultraviolet sort of, cast.
Mm-hmm.
And these lenses are designed to use that. When you look through them, you actually use ultraviolet light.
Oh, wow. So do I see farther with those in this
It
environment?
it doubles your dark vision.
Okay.
You have
So
incredible, like you see far now. You can see far across the cavern. You can see the other side now. You look and you're like, oh, and you see the big spider. You see one of the big ones go by on the wall on the other side, like randomly maybe, but just going by.
she's almost intrigued to follow that spider to go
Well,
see
right
where
now
it
it's too
goes.
far. It's on the other side of the cavern. This big
I know,
chasm.
but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it spikes her interest. Like she's never seen that one before, and it is huge. So,
Oh, it must be
out.
one of the maidens. You think?
Oh, the maidens. Yeah, well then probably not. She would, with that, look at her arms, and in her mind, she doesn't see her arms. She sees like those fangs that she's got,
Yeah,
and she looks around, and
mandibles.
she says, "You know what, Tom? I think you're right. Maybe I can go say hello."
Oh, by the way, your insight. I did. Let me have a quick look. Yeah. Okay. So you remember that Ilvera is not around. You saw her earlier to the south, and she was doing commander stuff.
Okay.
And so for the moment, you know she's not around. So that just to give you an insight. And go ahead where you were, by the way.
So she's basically getting persuaded by the spider to go ahead and check it out. And
Well, he wants the juice.
yeah, well, I mean, she kind of does too. So she will, and she's being called out like you have a new friend there. So is she saying that in drow? No, she's chittering that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
Now
you would do.
her spider speak is very crude. The drow, by the way, you realize that drow can communicate with spiders, but they're not their native tongue or anything, and it's tricky. So even a priestess of
So
the
considering
Queen
that
Mother.
Miri thinks she is a spider for all intents and purposes. She will
Sort
go
of, yeah.
out.
Okay, so you tentatively, I suppose, kind of scurry. There's some webs that contour up and connect to the bottom of the spire, and then it's the top. The middle level is the temple area, and then she has this little side hatch that she had open, and she looks over, and you hear a hiss of breath, and you see a very what you would see as I guess the others would consider her a very attractive uh, specimen, a female dark one, of course, garbed in this sort of web-like and spider motif outfit that's very tight, kind of onesie, and she's
Mm-hmm.
got a beautiful flaring kind of web-like robe behind her, and she has makeup and kind of tattoos that are done in this sort of neon uh, blues that accentuate features around her face, you know what I mean, and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like tribal sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she looks quite striking, and her eyes go wide when she sees you, of course. Now, your new appearance, let's not spoil that, but it is interesting to her, and she takes in a sharp breath. And if you could give me a performance roll, now you said you put on this brooch,
I did the brooch.
okay, you get advantage
Oh, nice. But it's
as
definitely not her strong suit. Oh, oh wow.
okay, so it was a 15. Uh, you come out scurrying like, and you kind of I don't know, how do you do it?
Oh,
There's
she
about
will be
15
like,
feet to scurry up the side. You have no problem with that. That's just a shimmy up.
no, she'll go like from like she'll be on her force. She feels more comfortable on her force, and then she starts like, you know how people can imitate how dogs run, and she will basically like, not like a crab sideways, but like kind of like in a X motion. I don't know how to say that, but like kind of sort of scurry towards
Yeah.
her, and she will chitter.
And she's like, oh, what? Ah, you are some arachnid cross. Oh, aren't you pretty? Look at your eyes. Yeah, and she holds the flask back though and holds out her hand and goes to kind of pet you a little bit. What's your name, little one? What's your name?
And she'll like look at her and like she'll just like do this as far like basically to demonstrate that she wants the flask, like with her pincers that she's got.
Here, I tell you
And
what. And she takes the flask and she puts a little bit in the palm of her hand. And then she holds it out. There, there. Try it, little one.
I will make an insight on that.
All right.
Basically, just to see if that is actually happening, if I have an idea if I'm about to drown or if this is like reality that as far as it is right now around me.
Things seem almost like there's a bit of a camera unfocuses as you realize that this place and everything is intangible, intensely real. And that gives you a fright, and you get goosebumps, and all your little hairs shoot up, and you feel, well, you feel like you should bolt, or yet you want to try it. You smell it, and it smells like real such sweet nectar, really good. But you don't. That insight roll, it's a crit, so I'm gonna just let you know that you don't sense harm at the moment.
So
I'll just say that. Like, you know what
at
I
this,
mean? It's not like
yeah,
she's trying to poison you
yeah.
or give you some sedative. It's you sense that she's genuinely like this pet outside her back door, like, oh, look at you. You sense it's very genuine, and you sense that she's being very genuine. That's what
So
that crit gives you. It's like, and she seems quite nice. She's smiling, and usually when you see all the other dark ones, their smiles are fake. Only
mhm.
reaches their mouths, and they're usually they're half, and there's this bitter kind of twist to their smiles. I'll give you the creeps for what you've seen. So anyway, everybody else, welcome. Hi, Kat. We just in this intense role play I had set up with Sandra. We'll get to everybody in a minute. We're just setting up her situation, and then she's going to be uh,
So
make, yeah.
so I just I think this will not incapacitate my character, and I think she would still be able to cast some sort of magic, not like with her hands or nothing. And I saw that I would imagine, like while scanning the area and trying to see what's going on. So as far as the components, it would be visual and somatic components. So basically, like sort of speech, and she'll should do something along for detect magic or trying to do that at the very least with the inside, like with the same, like trying to understand what's going on around her. And I
Ah,
would imagine that her hair would get a different color, like all the plenty hair that she would see that she'll herself light up.
now I'm going to make you do a performance roll. That's fine to see, you know what I mean? Because you don't want her to know that you're doing that, right? I'm assuming.
I would rather think she'll do it
Yeah, so you
like
keep it.
not subconsciously, but it's just sort of kind of happening. She's a level 1 character, and I feel like, or there may be a spark of it, but I feel
Yeah,
like she's not really trained in it, especially since it's a spell and not a cantrip where it
but
comes naturally.
yeah, and I'm gonna put you on the spot because this is a highly trained drow priestess who will sense certain things. Just be aware of that. So I was gonna get you to make a performance roll to see if you make it look like a natural
Probably not, because I just rolled my crit, so no.
act. And then she draws back suddenly and is going, "You are not no spider thing, are you? What are you?"
And this is where I basically like scurry back and try to take my leave.
And you scurry away, and you can see her. The last you see of her is her head looking out, and just got a curious, but suspicious look in her eyes. And you realize that you learned something there. That I don't know. Well, I'll let you decide. Whatever. But you do scurry away, and you didn't get a chance to try it or take it or anything. You just scurried away. So we'll move to the other party now. I'm going to take just a real quick bio. I just had to go do something quick, be a few minutes, and then everybody else, we're going to start. It's going to be the morning cycle. We just played out the last session, basically, and the Quaggoth are here to grab a work party. And so I'll be rolling to see who goes with whom, and this will split the party potentially, but give you chances to learn a few new people and so on, and perhaps get in some trouble. Who knows? Uh, so welcome anyway, everybody. I'm glad you can make it. I hope you get a chance to look at the session 0. It was pretty funny on YouTube. It's too bad Carly can't be here. She was that voice, eh? Okay, I'll be right back.
Gracious Habu?
Yeah.
No.
Rip.
So what do I miss at the beginning? I'm very confused. You're a spider hybrid now?
I was very confused as well. I'm just like, priestess. I'm like, what? I'm like, I thought we were with spiders.
Oh, I think she went AFK.
Oh, Sandy. God damn it, Sandy.
It's like, fine, keep your secrets.
I didn't want to know them anyway. It's not like I'm a
I really
meta
do.
gamer or
They had
anything.
a private session, and I'm so curious.
Oh my god, I got an eyelash in my eye. God damn. Good.
Here, let me give you a hand.
Oh, thank you. Oh, good.
Better?
So helpful.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, y'all, how are we getting out of prison?
Okay, right? We're breaking out, man. At night.
Guys.
I've been building up the background of Galen sucking up the locks like all the time, so I'm just
'Cause,
hoping
like-
I make a good roll. I need something to pick them with. That's the goal.
Like, I was thinking, I'm like, Sandy's got her little spider things. I'm like, if Sandy's little spider thing can get in my bag and pull out my thieves' tools, which are really small, then I got a 2-in-1 combo. I can pick the lock, and also I can cast spells with thieves' tools. Artificer.
Oh, I got
It's
these
just
tools
I
too.
need some kind of tools to cast
Yeah.
my spells.
Yeah, I need some of my spells. Sorry, I'm eating while I'm talking here.
Yeah, you're fine.
Really
I'm
busy
okay.
day, so I'm just having dinner at the same time.
Live your dreams.
Thanks. I will, girl. Some of them are straight up like verbal and somatic, so I can do, but one of them, like, I'm not going to get rubies for, but I'm still keeping an eye out where, like, some feathers are down, because that'll be helpful. I have feather fall, just so everyone knows,
Cool.
in case we need to do some jumping off at cliffs or something, but I don't think I can use it yet. I think I need, yeah, that's the one I need feather down for.
I don't think I brought anything of. Oh yeah, no, I brought grease. So
Nice. Yeah, I think that's our biggest goal. Find a tool to pick. Do you have lock picking as well? Do you have sleight of hand as a?
I'm a sneaky boy.
Yeah, you do? Okay, sweet. What's your what's yours? I'm sorry, my brain is like not working today. I'm sorry. I just read like 3 chapters straight in my textbook and wrote a quiz.
Oh.
Get into a Galen O'Dega mode here.
Mhm.
Instead of stress mode, he's the opposite of that. What's your ability score for your sleight of hand skill?
Oh, I have a +5 in it, so I have a
Okay, so
16
sweet. We're
dex.
both +5 on it. So if either of us can get themselves at the locks, that's great actually, because then we have 2 people who can work even like manacles and whatnot to do that quickly.
Mm-hmm. Perfection. We just gotta get them. Okay.
Gotta
Hi.
find the right
Hi,
moment.
Darren. How are you? Hi. We're not planning behind your back.
Well, you guys do have gaps, and you do have these times when in between shifts. You noticed where you're either given like a moment, a half hour, or an hour. Like there's 2 breaks in the day when the shifts are rotated, and then you're actually in the same room with everybody for a while. Just so you know, and that happens 3 times a day when everybody's in the same place. Plus, they often shut. They don't go 24/7 often. They do 2 shifts. It depends on their whim. Sometimes you're all left alone all night, but that's only happened once. And you guys are so exhausted, you slept and stuff, right? First night or 2. And you didn't get down to some serious plotting until after.
So we're at the point as well, just to verify from last session, as far as we know, we have 2 nights and then we're being shipped off.
Right. That's we overheard. Yeah.
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 Not a lot of
So,
time.
yeah, the upcoming night, and then the next one, and then the next day, you're gone.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So if not tonight, tomorrow night, the night. Well, I mean, night is relative in the Edinburgh, but you know what I mean. Sleep time.
The sleep time.
The sleep time.
So to set the clock, we'll be in the morning of the first day. We'll be starting, right? And there's going to be 2 shifts, and then they might have like an evening. Everyone sleeps, and that's they're pretty strict when they come and check that they make sure it's lights out sort of thing. But see how things go. So let's have a look.
What race is Ingrid?
A human.
Ugh.
Gotta have your token human.
Now, yeah, indeed. We haven't. Isn't Galen human? Half elf, half elf.
Oh, why does everyone think Galen's human? I'm so offended on his behalf.
Oh, right,
Wow.
He's way more handsome than a human could be. Come on.
right.
Yeah.
So for the moment, we have a bit of free time, and you guys are chatting, which is cool. And so if you could move your characters to where they are in the room, because I've moved the other NPCs. Topsy and Turvy were kind of resting, keeping themselves and talking. You didn't see much of the mushroom. the drow has been mumbling to himself, and he's not very approachable. But I mean, you haven't tried to talk to a lot of these people, not that you have to. Jim Jar, where's Jim Jar? Oh, there he is. He's bugging whoever wants to listen. He won't shut up, Jim Jar. He's always talking and just trying to get bets. He's like, he managed to, he shaved down a piece of wood or some sort of fungus plank. I forget what they called it, fungus plank or something. And he shaved it down to mimic a coin. And he would just bet people, he's, okay, come on, I'm jonesing out, man. They got to help me out. And he'd be flipping this coin, heads or tails, heads or tails, heads or
I'll go
tails.
talk to him. I'll wander over.
Okay, so he's there. Shushar.
Where is he? I don't see his name. Sorry. Is this him? He doesn't have a
You
name.
may not see his name if it's not. Oh, it's not.
Am I standing beside him? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of take him, be like, yeah, you know what? I've got a real good bet for you, Jim Jar. You come over here, and I'll maybe get him to kind of come over here. If he'll follow me, like I'll listen to whatever he's saying and nod friendly, just because it's a little private over here, and I don't care if Puck overhears.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, man.
So I say to him, all right, so I've been thinking, and I think I have, wait, Galen, I think I have a very good gamble for you. I bet that you can't find me a piece of wire. I bet that's damn near impossible. In fact, I would bet everything I have, and he reaches in his pocket and like pulls out those 5 pebbles again. It's like, I would bet this, that there's no way in any of the 9 hells that you're finding me a piece of wire.
A wire. Is that like a strange device?
Like a thin piece of metal, any thin piece of metal. I just think something like that would be impossible.
Oh, you
Would
mean
you
like this?
gamble
And
against that?
he pulls out this metal hook, like this.
What does it look? Does it look like something I could use as a lockpick?
Definitely.
Oh, and I go, oh.
But
it looks like you've already beat me at my own game. Absolutely. And I put out, and I kind of look around.
Heads, you win it. Tails, I get your 5 credits. Now they count for gold pieces, right? When we cash out.
Yes, I am a man of my word under the light of saloon. Absolutely.
All right. So here you go. Flip the coin. Heads. I call heads.
Okay, one thing I'm just checking. When I cast Mage Hand, you can see the Mage Hand, right? It's visible?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says a spectral floating hand. Spectral means like a ghost, right?
Yeah, still even.
Okay, so yeah, you can see it. So never mind. Yeah, I'd say spectral.
I'm just going to grab a handful of dirt. Just hold on to it in case.
Right.
Yeah, I can't think of any way to fuck this guy over, so I just go, all right, I'm ready.
And he's just like, yeah, all right, flip it. And so
You
roll 100-sided, and if it's 0 to 49, it's heads, which is what he called. So it's so 50 and 50 and up. If you roll 50 and up, you get tails.
I'm gonna flip it pretty high.
I'm about to throw dirt in this guy's eye, just letting you know.
You didn't call heads or tails before I rolled. Okay, I'll redo a roll.
He called heads.
Oh, okay, so I won.
You won.
Oh, well, it was good to play with you.
He embraces you, and he's just giddy, and he's just like, this is so much fun. It's like some fanatic in Vegas who's like, doesn't care that he didn't win. Somebody won beside him, and he's just, it's like his contact high. He just grabs you. I don't know, unless you push him off or something, but he's just chopping and hugging you.
Gives him like a real nice pat on the back. He's, yeah, buddy.
Woohoo.
You see Puck just like in the back with a handful of dirt ready to throw it in his eyes. And then just like when he sees that Galen wins,
he's like, that was so intense. And he's like, gives you the little, it's a part of a thieves pick kit.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just happy. He's just like, that was awesome. That was awesome.
And I'm going to, like, as quickly and surreptitiously as possible, tuck that tool away in my pants.
And he goes, psst, hey, do you guys want to get out of here?
I mean, who wouldn't want to get out of here, Jim Jarm, my friend?
Well, count me in, okay? I know a little bit of way around in the Underdark. You kind of gestures, deep gnome, right? Yeah. And he's a real weird guy. Like any deep gnome is like these B personality introverts. This guy's like opposite. He's like, cool. He's cool. He's walking away, thumbing you up. Yeah, that was awesome. It was awesome. And he goes off and he tries to talk to Topsy and Turvy. Hey guys, let's talk. It's a bet. He pulls up a card and then he starts talking.
Turn to Puck and I just like widen my eyes like, did you fucking see that shit?
So you have a lockpick now. Now it might only have a couple uses is the problem. It's very frail. Yeah, and it's like, oh, but it's and rusted and stuff, like it's just corroded. So every time you have to use it, you have to roll, see if it breaks.
So I'm gonna, if me and Puck are a little bit private at this moment, we'll do our best to be private in this space. And I turn to Puck and I say, that was step one of many potential steps, but I cannot help but notice neither of us seem particularly apt as warriors. What do you think of Ingrid?
And Habu's snoring away over on the side.
I've already brought some. So Habu's a little, she's my girl.
Well, I don't trust humans, but
yes,
she's got resources on her. Mainly, she's got a crossbow bolt from the orc's leg.
she has a weapon.
Yes.
And she looks like she would know how to use it.
If anything, it's a person between me and drow, and that's good enough for me.
Oh, you have quite the mind, Puck. I'll remember that.
And listen, no one knows these caves like I do.
These caves
Can get us
specifically,
to a
'cause
safe
I will
haven, at least.
level with you. I know the Underdark very well, but I have no idea where we are in it. I've never been to here.
If we can get out of here, I know a cave system that can take me back to my town.
Where are you
We can
from?
hide.
May I ask? I work with steep gnomes. I work with Snurfnublin. I am an Underdark guide for them in their trade for deep mining. I know your people. It would be a great boon to me and them for me to return to them.
Well, sure you don't know them all. The town is called Blakedenstone. It's
Yes. I know it very well, Puck. I would be ecstatic to return there.
Hold on. The last time you heard, Bladenstone had been destroyed by the drow.
Does Puck know this?
Yes, but Puck also knows a bit more about the recent past, and he could tell you, I suppose.
So I'm going to say I don't know that.
Okay, just to let you know.
Okay.
Well, no, you would have heard that. Well,
Okay. Well, let's rewind like.
it was a
30
big
seconds
thing.
of that.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
From Bladenstone, and so you see his face like fall, and you see, if you choose to believe it, you see genuine grief and pain across his face at the thought of the slaughter that occurred there, and he essentially says, I don't know if that is a place to be returned to anymore. Do you?
Yeah, there's still people living there. I mean, sure, it's a shadow of its former self, but I mean, it's a place to lay low.
That is all the more reason
Probably won't be the
for us
first
to
place.
return. All the more reason to return so we can help them. Right?
There's a place we can hide out.
Have you so little
That's all I'm saying.
compassion for your own people?
Why give compassion if no one gives it back?
No. It's strange for a deep gnome, I have to say.
How do you think we survived so long? By staying away from people. The first time we opened up our arms, look what happened.
Well, I look forward to proving you wrong for at least this one half-elf. But in the meantime, maybe we should try speaking with Ingrid, because our time is running short. We need more bodies, yes, for any purpose.
If you think a bigger group's gonna help, then fine. Personally, I think the less people we have, the less chance for us to get caught, but who am I to say?
He kind of clenches his jaw and he goes, you seem the right person, so allow me to be blunt. Whether or not they even come with us, when we open that gate, the more confusion we can cause, the better we will be. There's no way we open that gate and no one sees. There's no way no one in this room sees. We open it, someone will leave, someone will make noise, and the more someones we have leaving and making noise.
A clang, crash. You see the gate doors rattle as the locks are there's a key put into the door, and the doors are open, and there's 4 quaggoth. I should describe these quaggoth. I did a bit. They're like these kind of distorted gorilla figures, right? Of this sort of bluish white fur, that gray blue fur that can blend into the rocks surprisingly well. They have these leering kind of tapered visage, and they're quite cruel and insensitive and very strong. They come in and quickly, all right, quiet, y'all. All right, we need to shift. We need 5 of yous. And they're looking around confused for a minute. And usually there's a couple drow overseers kind of, giving the orders, but it's just these and we'll just theater mind this for a moment. And he comes in, he points, all right, you, and he points at Ingrid and Puck and Galen, and then also at Sareth. You, you, yeah, your turn. We're gonna get you home some piss. Come on. And you see the drow gives him a look of just, and then he comes over.
I'm gonna whisper to Galen. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna need that tool later.
So what I'll do is I'll put the people that are being brought out into the work gang. You're not actually going to be in the chasm anymore because, like I said, they have these sections around the chasm nearby where they take you, and they have these areas where you do wash, laundry, and like I said, sometimes they just get you digging the holes and filling them up. So I'll move outside. So Sareth, Puck, Galen, and Habu stays here for the moment, and give me one more roll. How many is that? There's 1, 2.
There was me as well, Ingrid.
Oh, okay, that's 4. Okay, so that's it then. They take 4 at a time usually in these treks. So, I was wondering who else I was missing.
Did we pass through the guard kind of post to get there?
Okay, yeah. So I did. Yeah, I just moved you outside to indicate that you guys are being separated. I'll just finish this real quick, and you'll have. like I said, they guard you really heavily. This time there's just 4 Quaggath, and to your surprise, they bring you outside the gates, and then we'll just play with these 4 players for a moment. So you're chained again with your shackles, and your wrists to your waist plus your legs are shackled. But you can take pretty good strides, but it's a pain. They usually take off the leg shackles, but for now they're on. Anyway, they bring you along the ledge and through the passageways and above the webs. And you again, at this time, the temple area is giving out a weird kind of eerie sound once again. And you get these weird symbolic kind of eerie kind of flute sounds coming from there. And you can hear a woman's high tenor calling out and such. And you shudder as you go by that temple area. You see something move large around the side of the spiral column and move around. It's one of those beasts that inhabit the webs, one of those kind. And they assemble you on the deck area, and then you're brought down on the large basket where they can take you down 2 at a time. And you have to sit there right beside a Quaggath, and they're just watching you. And then when you get to the bottom, they actually chain you neck to neck when they move you. With like a 5-foot chain, and it's awkward, and you're just like jerking wrong until you reach the area where they split you up or whatever. But you're surprised by this time. You're joined when you reach the bottom of the cavern, and you're going out of the south passageway, which the south of the map. You're joined by Jorlin and 2 of his guys. You notice these 2 guys stick around with Jorlin. This one guy's named Sorn, the other guy's named Balak, and they kind of seem to be Jorlin's kind of guys. Like his.
I keep my head down.
And he comes walking up. So you brought those? I don't know. He talks in drow to his companions beside him, and then to the Quaggath he speaks Underdark. Now, does everyone here speak Underdark? Something.
You mean Undercommon?
Undercommon. So he speaks. So you brought them for me. Excellent. Put them through work. I wish to watch. I will be supervising for now. And you go down the side passage, and you see this Jorlin. He's eyeballing you guys thoughtfully. You can tell. Yet the drow always have that. Now he's sort of ignoring his environment. You can see his 2 bodyguards. They're elite drow, and they're the ones watching, like panthers, everything. Now, Miri,
I'm here.
You see this happen. You see these platforms coming down because Tom, remember I sent you that message? So you happen to come out from where you were looking at your new stuff, and you were looking at that tower, that spiral, kind of a bit longingly, and like thinking about Pretty One, and perhaps. Anyway, you see, but you spin around and you see Jorlin, the scarred one. Remember, scarred one
with the melted face.
He just steps off the platform and just floats down, and these 2 guards on either side float behind him, like just in kind of like formation, this triangle, and they're all like just ruthless, looking around, and just they look around and make a. Do you hide or do you?
Oh yeah,
okay.
For sure.
So
because
make it an advantage roll for me.
Okay. Oh boy.
No. Okay, it was advantage. And so you see he one of the guards does turn around and he looks, and there's spiders moving around and stuff, right? And Tom skitters out, looks at him, and you see the soldier, he gives a kind of a nod and a bow. And he might have seen you. You're not sure.
I sent you a picture also of, like, since you asked about like her looks, sort of, kind of like.
Oh, I haven't had a chance. Okay.
It's in Facebook.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know, right? So
okay.
That's sort
Wow.
of kind of what we're looking at. So he
Yeah.
might have spotted me, yeah. But it would have been weird for both of us.
But he might have, yeah. But he didn't get a good look. Like you were right. The role you did fail it, but by not much. And so he saw you, and then he's in formation, and they're floating down. So he zooms back, and he says something to Jorlin.
What
And
language does he speak again?
they
Undercommon?
drow. They speak drow together. The drow.
Mm-hmm.
And and your grasp of that language, I don't think you have one, do you?
No.
No. Okay. So you don't. Plus, they're gone. They float down. You could follow actually, if you wish. You realize there's risk because you realize these guys are good.
Yeah. No, I think she learned her lesson just now, and I think that is a very good display of her being able to learn. So she will keep her distance and look out probably take a look at the cell that she was formerly held in and try to track down and ask the insects or spiders around and see where they might have been taken. And then follow their former inmates.
Okay, we'll go with the others, but before that, give me a roll to see if you can track down Boot and Pickett. Or Pickett. Yeah. That would be a roll. What a roll for that would be? Help me out. Would be appropriate. Like
probably survival because it's tracking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. So while you do that, that'll take you a bit of time to track down one of these guys or girls. Or you're not sure. You think they're two guys that are kind of in love and something. You know.
I don't know. I'm not judging. This is a judge-free zone.
No, not at all. They seem quite happy.
Kingdom does not judge.
So now, the rest of the crew, when you reach the bottom of the chasm and you're marched to your destination, you're joined by Jorlin and these two elite soldiers. And they stay behind and they talk amongst themselves, too quiet for you guys to hear. And actually, they don't. You realize, actually, all of you could make that would be perception at disadvantage as you're carried along. They're taking you what's called the pit. They always take, if they want to put you in a hard work, they take you to this place called the pit. And it actually is a place where they would just dig out ore and pile it up and sell it to the dwarves or Duergar or something. Or they just dig holes. That's where the pit is not a pleasant place to be, but the south exit goes that way. So it's about a 10-minute walk or so, or 20-minute walk. So did anybody get over, that's disadvantage, anyone get over 15? It's a really tough roll.
Galen did.
Galen got 15.
Oh, nice. All right, so Galen, you see the drow. You notice that, oh Jesus, they're communicating with their hands, like in this amazingly quick language, complete hand language, and they're doing it in such a way that no one else noticed it, but you did for some reason. And it's just something that, you're like, geez, and they're doing it the whole time down here, and sure enough, they get to the pit area and they set you guys up for labor. And for the moment, you're just watched. And these Quaggoth are just grinning and kind of talking with each other often and looking around. And as far as you know, the pit could potentially have a means to escape here. At the moment, though, it's considered sort of a dead end. Not only that, the pit is an area that happens to be, and those of you familiar with the Underdark know about some of these areas that are rumored to be where there's strange, eerie power kind of resonant for some reason in the area. And it's known to affect magic and actually to affect people's sanity. And being in this pit area. Now I'm going to introduce a mechanic into this game, and it's part of the module. There is a chance that your character sanity will be challenged in different ways. So once in a while, I may get you to give me a challenge roll if you're given trauma or see something, traumatizing and so on. And I have charts and stuff, and I won't spoil much, but there's things going on, and your dreams have been unsettling to begin with. So you're all on a bit edge about that, but for now you're working and distracted. But this area is infused with this odd, weird glow, and it's not like the ultraviolet glow. This one is more of a green kind of, if I could use a color, it's more of a green aura to the light here. And it's not like the crystals glow or or lichens or fungus or mushrooms. The actual whole area seems to just emit a glow. I could use a common analogy. It would be like a radiation. You know what I mean? Just the whole area. So after about 2 hours working here, I would like everyone to make a roll. Now this is all new to you, most of you. Some of you have only heard it in weird rumors, okay? I've been playing a lot of Call of Cthulhu lately, by the way.
We're in a biohazard location.
So give me a quick check. I have to look up the roll you have to make. And I'll just give you guys a couple minutes to take all this in. A lot of information. Now picture you're in this kind of low, harsh area where some of the tunnels, they force you to go in there. And there's like a tunnel, it's like 1.5 feet round. And you have to squirm in there and scrape out this one vein of black ore. And you're coughing and sucking in the dust. And they don't allow much for light at all. Often you're working in darkness if you can't see and stuff, or your dark vision is hampered by the dust. And it's pretty brutal. And if you lag or slap, they have whips or they kick and are worse. So for the moment, you don't want to get their attention or wrath, so you're cooperating, I'll assume, and we'll role play in a minute, but I'm going to assume a couple hours goes by, and in that time, you find your thoughts wandering, and then the whip cracks. Good day, Jamie, as a drow or Kragath probably would mutter or slap you. Okay, okay, I'll look this up.
Interesting.
Puck or Ingrid, we're wearing what like the bare minimum of what we wore before. Do either of you wear anything that has down on it, like something made out of wool with a sheep or feathers?
Like Ingrid's wearing nicer clothes, if that's what you're asking, but nothing decorated with feathers or anything like that. It's like somewhat utilitarian.
Okay.
I'm wearing good old cloth and canvas. Shorts and a sweater.
Keeping it classic, I see.
I would have studded leather if the motherfuckers didn't take it.
Shorts and a crop top. Puck.
Actually, no. Just open sweater, no shirt.
Yeah.
That's how Puck rolls.
That's my type.
Ew.
Does he have like
They're
also
little
the thing
tiny
up?
gnome guys? Yeah.
No, he doesn't have the pop collar. No. He's in prison. He's prison casual. Come on now.
Okay, all right. Keeping a low profile, I see.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
He's just got, like Mufasa mane of spiky ass hair.
Super cool.
Imagine
I'd like to think that his hair is like also inventory. I can just store shit in there.
Oh man, like
Can
Super
you imagine
Saiyan
his
5
hair is like the
Goku.
size of him?
It's close. I want to say it goes up to his butt.
Oh my god, that's like Super Saiyan 5 or 6 Goku, or like whatever, like the where he just gets more hair. The more powerful you get,
Just more hair.
just gets more hair.
Eventually, he's just a giant ass furball just zipping around.
If he donated that, holy shit.
He doesn't seem the type.
No.
my hair. It's a, it's a pride thing.
Okay. As you're working and you find your thoughts drifting, and the thoughts are drifting into chaotic thoughts, and you find yourself troubled that it's almost like a dream where you can never reach the end and never complete it. There's always an extra mile or something in the way. I need a wisdom save from everybody.
Question, Darren.
Uh-huh.
Would this be similar visions to the dream that I had this past night?
Oh,
It has that, yes. It smacks. There's give me an insight roll. That's a good call.
Inside.
Wow, Kat.
Oh wow. Oof.
So now, but Kat, you work and you're completely alert, and there's no effect on you, nothing. And you're looking around at your friends, or well, friends, quote unquote, air quotes, and you realize you see them looking off and or one scowling or something, like, you know what I mean, like having a daymare or something.
Ugh.
I'm gonna say I was in my mind rehearsing my prayers to Saloon the whole time, and that's what gave me such strength against that. Whom I changed beside, that I see
Oh,
zoning out.
you are right beside Sareth, and you see Sareth. He's been quiet, and you haven't talked to him yet. It's about an hour and a half gone by, and he's just been, and he's always mumbling, and in drow are, it's hard to tell because it's just this mumble that's so low you just can't hear what he's saying, and you haven't really approached him really, and he's working beside you, but you do find him. He stops, and he starts twitching a little bit, and his head starts shaking to the side, left and right, like. And you look at him, and you don't see any pupils, like his eyes have rolled up.
Whoa. Okay. I'm
And
going
you
to
see
say
a Quaggoth coming over. He's
in
going to be there next
drow,
round.
I nudge him, and in drow I say, "You must keep working, Dark One."
Oh, interesting. What do you say?
You must keep working, Dark One.
Okay, this is going to need a roll. It's going to be performance roll or persuasion.
Good.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
Okay, he stopped shaking instantly. It seems your voice somehow cuts through and in some internal sense reaches him and draws him back from wherever he was. His eyes come back instantly, and his head spins and he looks at you, and you almost went so far as to put your hand out, just kind of as part of a natural gesture. And he looks at you, looks at your hand, and the Quaggoth comes over, and he says, "I thank you." And then the Quaggoth comes over and hits him in the side of the shoulder roughly, and he falls down and wipes out. And this Quaggoth turns to you and backhands you, and he seems they're in a very bitter mood. They don't like being here either, it appears. Do you resist or anything as the Quaggoth goes to cuff you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, he gives you like a hit damage. Enough gawking. Work. I don't want to be here anymore. And he looks over at Jorlin and the others. And Jorlin's looking over because he's... And time goes by. So anyone else want to do something? Because it's going to be a 4-hour shift. They're going to work you hard. And sometimes you're going to be separated, sent down a little hole. Sometimes you might be all together. So if you want to think of something for the moment, I'll leave you for a moment. And we'll go to who is not here, present. Everyone else is in the work party, right?
Me. I am not there.
Ah, right. So this worked out, didn't it? Actually, I rolled for that. Okay, anyway. Miri, you scurried away. Like that Jorlin guy scares you, like Scarface, right? It's your call. They go around the corner and disappear down the southern passage. Now you haven't had much of a chance to explore the passages out yet. You said that you were exploring the chasm and stuff, right?
No, I rolled a nat 20 on survival to track down my inmates.
Yes. Oh, of course. And you find both of them. And Tom helped you. He brought another one, and you guys assemble. Now your place, I'll let you know that your territory, quote unquote, where basically the maidens don't hunt as badly, is to the extreme north, at the north end of the passageway. In fact, up underneath the Quaggoth lair. Oh, wait, give me a second. There's an area over here.
I can't see that because I have still limited vision.
Oh, okay. Just so you know, it's the northern end of the chasm. And so you go to that area, and just for now, it's you do assemble, and Putin and Pikik have either they're there, you rolled crit. You find them quickly.
I wasn't looking for them. I was looking for my former inmates.
Oh, back in the
Yeah.
prison?
Mm-hmm.
Because Puck and everybody are off in the chain gang.
Well, she doesn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, I see. Okay. So you scooch up and you see that there's activity. There's guards moving around. I will just make a roll to see if there happens to be guards standing outside the door, because that's where you're going to go to look for.
Well,
Galen?
that's what I would be approaching, like Galen, Puck.
Okay, you see two Quaggoth walking away from the door, heading toward their quarters in the north. And they're just leaving. Your luck is there. The coast is kind of clear, looks like.
Okay, is there any, like, is the spider web, since it's giant spiders, is it strong enough to hold me, to carry me? I think so, right?
Oh, easily.
Okay, so then she will take that up and kind of like wrap it around and make like some sort of like ropey structure out of it, so that it's not flat but like rope. And she will kind of like like sail is not the right word, but like let herself go down upside down, like kind of like in the Spider-Man movie, sort of kind of upside down, just with the head down and their hair like going down, like pointing down towards the ground to peek into the cell.
Nice. I like it. So you jimmy up a line and do the
Yeah,
spider
and then upside
thing.
down she'll like
Oh, you're more natural on the webs
Yeah.
at right now. So
Maria
upside down,
Spider-Man.
you get to the window and you look in and you see people moving around and so on. But to your disappointment, give me a perception roll to see how much you see. You see a lot, but there's parts that are dark and you're trying not to draw attention to yourself. And you're, of course.
Okay.
Okay, you don't see Galen. Who else did you know?
Despite the glasses. Shusha.
You do see him. He's in the middle of the room. He's not doing his mutterings right now. He's walking around. He's consoling people and chatting.
So she thinks basically, how far is Shusha away from her?
Probably about 25 feet.
So she'll take a pebble or something, like something she can find outside, and like throw it in there. Try to hit him.
Oh,
But not like hurt him, but get his attention.
Yeah, cool. Make a dexterity check against AC 10.
Easy, too easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I should have. Well, yeah, okay. You throw it through the entrance, and he happens to be, well, he's about 20 feet away. And it goes whistling by Eldith. Now I'm going to roll to see if some people notice it.
Yeah.
And I'll do this secret DM rolls. Okay, so for the moment, it does hit him, and he's out. And you see he's really quick and deft and stuff. He's actually a monk. He spins around, but he's a pacifist, so doesn't. Anyway,
The pacifist monk. That is hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
All I do is punching, but I will not hurt anybody.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't even kill a fly. But he spins around and looks. What was that? And he doesn't know what hit him or something, right? He's just looking around, but he knows something's up. But he's clever, and his two eyes, like he's a fish head, so he's got these big fisheye lenses on either side of his dome, and they're both kind of you're looking around, darting around, and he's like, oh, all tense and stuff. And you see, I was gonna say, Eldith comes up and goes, and she reaches down and she picks up the pebble. And now Eldith is the female dwarf. And she goes, and she says something, Shushar, somebody threw this at you from the door. I rolled a crit for her on her perception.
Nice, I like it.
And Shushar's, and they both, his one actually doesn't turn, his one eye just goes, pivots on the door. And she kind of, the dwarf is smart though. They both don't gawk at the door. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the dwarf's like, no. And Shushar's like, oh. Nobody else is here, right, from the group? It's too bad Carly isn't here. She's sleeping. And so Eldith is like, all right. And you see them kind of trying to talk without looking suspicious or drawing attention. And then they both kind of now make a stealth check for me.
Do I know that they're pretending to not know that I'm there? Because
no, actually, well,
oh boy,
maybe not. But give me a stealth roll. Oh,
I did.
You roll on a crit?
I did.
That's amazing. Okay, the two Quaggoth guards come walking back, and you scoot up real quick, and you see that Shushar and Adith just kind of hang around the entrance area. The two guards just walk by, and they blissfully don't see you, and you're like above them by about 6 feet, kind of in the crook or whatever.
It's so funny. I could see like my hair, like the end of my hair, almost touching their heads.
Oh, and you can hear them talking in their own tongue and going by and chewing on something, and you're just like, oh. But when they go by, you just whoop, and you rappel down, and it's just like a fishing line. You just
I rappel down again.
And you see that you get to the entrance. All he sees is this big fish eye looking out the door, the size of a small saucer, and he sees you.
And he sees me, and with the picture there I sent you, like not 100% like that, but very close to that.
Yeah, and actually, you can choose to let him see you, actually, because you made that dynamite roll. You see this, he comes to the door and looks, and he sees the retreating Quaggoth as they go into the guard room to the west and then close the door.
I feel like it would be kind of a floating image where it kind of like fleeting, like it shifts back and forth. It's very difficult to tell like what's real and what isn't, because I don't think she's capable enough to like control all of that stuff yet. So that's what it would be.
But you're learning lessons, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you're like, okay, let's play this out. You see this fisheye come to the door for a minute, and then you hesitate, and then the fisheye leaves the door window, and you don't think it saw you.
And how far away is he from me?
And you're, at this point, about 10 feet.
So she will think to herself, because she's just been chittering and thinks that she like is still like a spider, so she thinks she can't understand him. So she's thinking in quarry. She's thinking, man, I wish I could talk to him. Can you make it happen that I can talk to him, please?
Make an insight roll. I like it. I want to see if words come out of your mouth. You start. I was going to give it was a 17 roll. I was going to say, because I was going to say you lost kind of the ability, right, to talk well at all. You'd have to go disband. Anyways, words come out of your mouth. You're like, they're back again. I can.
but she's thinking it, and basically by that she's using her ability to create a telepathic link with him.
Now I'll need a roll from the fish guy.
Here, I posted the ability.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, that is brilliant.
So basically she's thinking to herself, she had the ability to talk to him while she's actually doing it, and he would just hear a language he doesn't understand. Because she's thinking it in quarry.
And you hear this now, pheromones and stuff and telepathy are working, and you sense him. You sense this tranquil source of benign energy, and you realize that this creature, you get an insight into him. He opens his mind to you, and he has nothing to lose. You see a figure that is at peace, at utter peace. It gives you a moment. It comes into you and you're overwhelmed for a second. You realize that this strange fish goggler guy has achieved something somehow that's special.
Shusha, can you hear me? She says in common.
I can, child. Wow, how can this be? And then you hear on the side, there's a connection to him that you weren't aware of until you connected this bond. This connection is coming from another party in the room. At the moment, actually, I'll let you roll. Or how do you, okay, I'll let you role play this. You sense a third party, but at the moment, Shushar is just like fascinated. Child, it is dangerous. I thought you were dead.
No, I'm alive and outside the cell. It is really nice here. I made a lot of friends, like you. But
it brings me joy. You are
me too.
An alien to this place.
Alien? What is that?
One who is not from this place.
So all of us.
Perhaps you are right, in a sense, child. Yes.
So we're all alien. Okay.
Yes, maybe. I will explain it better next time. But what brings you here? You're in danger. The guards will come back soon.
Oh, they can't see me. I'm a spider.
And you hear this piping voice. Hi, hello, hey, who, what, another. And it kind of disappears.
Gotta go. And she'll go back to stealth.
No. And you hear him, it's okay. It is Sprout. Or no, what's his name? Stool.
And she'll she'll rappel back down and just like her eyes poke down. Stool? But she doesn't say anything. This is all telepathically.
A friend, a lost soul like you and me.
Oh, I want to open this door.
Child, there are those in here I sense that are making plans. We could use your help.
How can I help?
These things are not for me to, I'm not good at these things, but you must stay in communication. And then you see he's kind of moves aside, but you can't see the dwarf because she's too short, the door. But you hear her go, hey, what's going on? Hey, and you hear shh, and because you've been doing this telepathically.
Yeah.
Come back at the end of the shift when the others return.
Okay.
I've talked to them. Yes, stay in touch.
Okay. Make sure you're there when I come back, because I don't want to throw another pebble at you. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. Did I hurt you?
Go quickly, hide. I might be working next shift. Find us.
Oh, okay.
And you see guards. The doors opening.
Bye.
Now make a stealth roll at advantage.
Oh boy.
No, it's a pass. It was just a 10. It was just, and again,
Very close.
yeah, whoever came out the door or whatever just saw something stirring. And there's often spiders moving around this place. And they were giving birth. It's like sacred cow in India sort of thing, right? You let it walk, everyone stops and let it cross the road. You don't fuck with them. So that aside, you scurry off into the net, in the web, and Shushar and Elbeth go back into the room and try to wake up Habu. Now back to the work crew. We have the situation. Ingrid is just looking around, seeing her friends being influenced, and this aura. She knows something's up with this green aura, and it doesn't feel right. It's like this kind of like an oil slick thing happening. Let's take a couple minutes, bio, and we'll come back to the work game. And everyone, I'd like Puck now and stuff too, because we moved on before I gave you a chance, Puck. So we have this 4-hour work shift we're working on, right? I'm gonna assume about an hour and a half has gone through, 2 hours of it, and you've experienced these things. I've looked at your roles. The only one who passed was Katrina, right? And everyone else failed. So the rest of you are kind of just, you find yourself, in this sort of day, not the same like Sareth, you don't think, but just, creepy thoughts, and you're snapping and bitchy at each other. I mean, as if you need reason enough to be that way. I'll be back. Yeah.
Darren, I have one question. Why did you put me in the game? Because I have an avatar for Miri and for Sandra. I don't know. Sandra doesn't want to be imprisoned by the drow, please.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
can we get Sandra out of there, please?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, there's Sandra still.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Alex, stop clapping. No.
Classic. All right, I'll have to fix that. I'll get back. All right, everybody. It's
Thanks.
super fun so far. I'll be back in it.
Bye. Oh man, Alex, you're muted. If you're talking, you're muted.
I want to pickpocket something off the guards.
That's ballsy.
I know, but I'm tiny. I feel like I can get away with it.
What do you want to pickpocket? I mean,
don't
the
know,
only thing that they
something-
have is a key.
What I would like is a weapon. That'd be nice.
I can bring you a weapon. What do you need?
Oh, dope.
I'm literally on the
my
outside.
Stuff. That'd be nice if you can get my stuff. That'd be dope.
Are you like a tiny spider right now? Like what size?
Oh
are you?
no, I'm
No,
medium
she's a
sized.
human
I'm like
who thinks she's a spider.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
She is completely human, but she is fully convinced that she is a spider.
Yes. However, also my visual appearance changed a little. It did change a little. I did grow hair to you guys visibly, like I grew hair on the hands and stuff.
Well,
like
we don't know that. We're
hairs.
not there.
No, you don't know that. And I do have a picture. I don't know how to. Can I add pictures in Zoom? Can I send?
Yeah, I
pictures
think
in
there's a little chat section.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can send little files.
Let me see if I can do that here. Because I have a picture. Oh, I can screen share, right? How do I share screen?
Yeah, you can.
Host disabled participant screen sharing. Oh, nice. Thanks, Darren.
Well, you can just send the file in chat, and we can look at it.
Where's the chat?
Oh, what did I do?
Oh, sorry, Darren. Talking trash. No, here. I wanted to screen share real quick, and it's disabled for me.
Oh, okay, that's security. Yes, that's me. Yeah. Enable. Okay, it should work now.
Nice. So basically, this is sort of the combination. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but like this is my character.
She's changed.
And like she's changing, like she's got like a lot of set of eyes in her face now.
I just audibly gasped, but I was muted, so I thought I'd let you know.
Thank you. Thank you. I still appreciate it.
Cat's on brand.
So basically, yeah. So it's not like all imaginary, but most of it is for sure.
Oh golly.
I know, right?
She is Spider Woman.
Now that's my type.
Oof.
All right. How do I stop screen sharing? Where's
It should be at the very
Up
top.
there. Up there.
Now, who's actually seen you? That was a bit of a spoiler alert there.
Just
Shushar.
Shusha. Yeah. Well, I mean, they were asking, like they were saying, like she's completely insane, and I'm not completely insane. I am insane, but not completely.
Oh, we are in a
Okay.
place.
Yeah, I've actually. Who can
Good.
see what now? Can anyone see everything?
I can
Yep.
see nothing.
It's a 5-way passage.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I'll bring in your character so you can just see what's happening. But actually, it depends what you want to do, Miri. Pardon me. I'll give you a chance real quick before we go over there. You scurry away, and you just finished talking to Shushar and Elbeth. What's your next move?
So basically, judging by what's going on right now, she can't tell how long it's going to be until the shift is ending because he didn't say. So she'll basically stay close to where she can see the passage that leads to the cell, because sooner or later they have to be transported back in. So she'll stick around, but hidden.
It's the Southern Passage.
Oh, I can see something.
Yeah, but you're not there. You're not there, so everyone pretend Miri is.
I am not there.
Not.
She's alive.
So is that the cell block?
This is the pit. Parts of the pit.
This is where they work. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
So this is
So
like 20-minute distance.
no, she'll be around the prison cell where they're kept for after the shift. So that's where she'll be waiting around.
Okay, but I just brought you in here so you can see and have fun.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna have we had Ingrid was with, because I had Sareth was with Galen, right?
Mhm.
And I'm gonna put them down a passageway on their own. So this is gonna be a little tricky, but you can handle it. Roll 20's being really laggy. So.
We got this.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna put Sareth was with Galen over here, and there were 2 Quaggoth with them. Checking on them anyway, circulating between. We had Ingrid, who is up here. Actually, she was sent into this tunnel way up here. Can you see it up here, Ingrid?
Yep.
Okay. You're brought up there by a single Quaggoth. These guys are follow orders from the drow, of course.
Oh God.
And you're put to work digging out this vein of kind of this dark mineral out of the wall, and you're supposed to put it into these kind of leather type buckets that you carry on this big pole across your shoulder, if you follow. And it's grueling work, very tough. Now Puck is with you.
Hey.
Oh no, actually Puck was isolated as well.
Oh God.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Rip Puck.
Rip.
You sense that there was something done on purpose here, perhaps.
Fuck. Oh, y'all, I'm fucked. I'm
Rip.
fucked, y'all. Oh no. And I kept my head down too.
A little bit of your skeletons coming out of your closets.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now so about 2.5 hours went by. I'm gonna first focus in on Sareth and Galen. Now, this guy came in and cuffed you. Oh, you have to work. And then he went back out in this passageway here, and this other Quagga pulled out some food and started eating, and he's kind of distracted. And the 2 of you are harvesting these glowing crystals here. They're really tough, and you have to use a chisel with a small hammer, and it's a really shitty, small, tiny little fucking hammer because they don't want to give you any weapon-like thing. Like, it really sucks. So you have to just sit there and you smash your knuckles all the time and stuff. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's nasty. And You see, Sareth, that little connection you had with him when you hit that crit, it's the first time in your life. You probably heard a drow say thank you, by the way. I don't think they have a word for thank you. He did.
Oh.
When you said
right now as we're working.
Just after you told him that, you said, you remember? Keep working.
Oh, I totally missed that. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
you rolled a crit. And remember, it just went right to him. Hit him like a ton of bricks, and he snapped out of it. He was back to the old brooding Sareth, but he just mumbled at you sideways. Oh, thank you. Like just mumbled it, like didn't, and give you a quick look, and his one eye is just a melted blob. It's kind of gross. You see, his one eye was actually turned into a glass blob from whatever damaged his face, his one eye. And his other eye, though, does look at you briefly before you guys get to work before, chip, chip, chip. Do you want to do anything for the next little bit? You see that they split you guys up this time. Sometimes you usually work together.
Yeah, I guess as I see he's a little ways away, the Quagoth, and we're working, so we're making some noise. I'm gonna try and get away with quietly talking to Sareth. Like, I don't look over at him or stop working. I'm just gonna try and talk very quietly under my breath, in drow to him. In drow, however you pronounce it.
That surprises him. That language is pretty rare and a bit guarded. And I'm interested, like, I know we talked about your background, but how you learned drow is I like it.
You're dead on. It's related to my background. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll know why, knowing my background. Yeah. So I don't turn to him, right? I keep working, and as quietly as I can under my breath, I say, I wouldn't expect to see one of their kin here.
I was set up. He deserved it anyway. They say I murdered somebody. I was charged for murder. He gets quiet again. I was set up.
I would not be surprised at such a thing. Let me guess. The person you murdered has some political standing?
Well, I suppose that. Give me an insight roll real quick, just as you're looking, and he's pretty close still though, and he's like, yeah, I was set up, I tell you, but the guy died though. He deserved it.
Who died? I forget. Did you say?
Gunan. I mean, he looks around. That bastard. This is my second cousin. I trusted him. I trusted him with everything. And that son of a bitch, Anyway, here I am on the wrong end of a jury. Sold to. They're probably going to ship me back to the city.
Keep your voice low. Why frame you? I mean, we have plenty of time to sit here and whisper amongst ourselves. Why not share your story with someone who is soon to be killed? Kind of like gestures to, he's not muscly at all, like I've got negative strength. He goes, I won't last long here before they see that I'm not of much worth. You may as well share your story with a dead man.
Wow, well put. Now I'll poke you. Do you happen to have inspiration?
I do. Can I use it?
I thought you might have forgotten about that.
Yeah, I did actually. I forgot we were using it this game, but I do have an inspiration.
Yes. So you can now. Are you being genuine? Or are you trying to beguile him? Because that depends on the role I'm going to make you make.
Galen's being genuine.
In that case.
I mean, he's not being genuine that he thinks he's going to die, but he is being genuine that he believes he wants to hear people's stories and counsel them, essentially.
Persuasion.
But he doesn't believe he's actually going to die. He's confident he's getting out of here.
And you get advantage if you want to use your inspiration.
13, and you know what? I'm just going to use my inspiration anyway. Why not? 20 fucking 4. There we go.
Oh, nice. Well, now
He's got like the counselor face. He's
Okay.
just so calming.
Indeed. And the drow are masters of this sort of subterfuge and stuff, you know, and sneak talk. And he falls into mode. And you notice that he was making gestures with his fingers toward you, and then he quit because you don't understand that depth, I don't
No.
think, right?
I wouldn't think so.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's like very specifically like
He goes-
very. I'd
he
be very
goes-
surprised.
And he goes, look, I got nothing to lose. And his eye darts around, his one good eye. No, sorry, I'm getting it mixed up. This guy isn't scarred.
Okay, I was wondering. I thought.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Before.
That's Jarlin. That's the overseer who joined you. Pardon me.
Yeah, no worries.
Sareth is actually, he's quite a young drow. He's tall for a drow, actually quite handsome. If the drow you've seen, you sense the remains of the clothing he's wearing is quite debonair and high class, and you realize that he's obviously a drow down on his luck. At one point, he was at a higher station, and here he finds himself. But he says, yes. He goes, I heard whispers. There are those who want to break out.
Yes, there are always whispers. We're prisoners. Who doesn't dream of such a thing?
And he nods and goes back to work. Okay, now I'm going to pan away from you. And you've done a lot there, and so we're going to move to Puck. Now, Puck, you're alone with this Quagga, and he's bored. He's picking his teeth with this something, a bone or something. And he's growling and kind of looking at you, and as you're chipping away at one of these crystals with your little, just tiny little fucking stupid chisel. You can never use as a weapon, of course, right? So you're chained up, and there you are for an hour and a half, 2 hours doing this so far. Now you realize these crystals glow. And you know, you being a bit of an alchemist, I'm going to get you to make an insight roll, or as you're chipping away. I'll let you role play
I was
this.
wondering.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if they had any magical properties, or if I've recognized these crystals before, if I've seen them. Insight, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, and straight roll. Okay, come on, baby. All right.
Okay, now give me one more roll. Now this is to, if you remember the name of this Quaggoth.
Insight again?
Yeah. Because I didn't tell you, so it's whether you picked it up. Okay, yes, you remember this Quaggoth's name was Gra. G-R-A.
How could I forget?
And he starts talking to you, and oh, so bloody bored. This place gives me the creeps. Did you fail that roll for? You failed the roll for the environment, right?
I did.
By the way, I want you to put a number 1 somewhere on your character sheet. Anyone who failed that roll, put a number 1.
Okay.
Who failed that? Who were in that environment, or in this environment, who failed that original wisdom save?
Okay.
And remind me of that. Put a star beside that because I have to make a chart. I forgot to prepare that. So there you are, Puck, and you're working for the moment because you're like, ooh, and he's talking behind you, like, what the fuck? And he seems to want to talk, this Quaggoth guy, but you know, and you're alone. So
Yeah, it's a creepy place. I don't know why anyone would want to be down here. I mean, like, what kind of use would you even get with these freaky crystals?
Indeed. Oh, who knows? They're worth money, imagine. And he looks so bored, sounds so bored.
It's not cool that they make you guys come down here. Like, why don't the drow come down here themselves? Some dirty work.
Oh, you said it, man. Jeez.
I
You should
mean,
be ruling them. They're puny. They're tiny.
yeah, you guys can take them.
And he suddenly his ears wilt a bit. Make a persuasion roll. Or
Holy
performance roll, pardon me.
performance. Oh, I do have a +1.
And your 15 is the number you're aiming for.
Okay. Just one away. One. Oh, that's rough.
Well, you keep working, and he takes a noisy piss. On so you see some of the crystals you have to work on next.
Oh.
But he's like, so much for the progress you need. But he's like, oh, anyway. Back to your roll on the crystals. You realize that these crystals store energy. These are energy crystals that you've heard of that store light. If they're exposed to light, they basically emit it. And but anyway, so you're working away.
Can I try and like swipe one and like shove it down my pants from the bucket? When I'm putting one in the bucket, I'll just pretend to like just put it down my pants.
All right. Yeah, the quagga studies. Now, just as you give me two things: a sleight of hand roll, and then give me a perception roll.
Okay. So sleight of hand. Oh, come on, man. What are these rolls? I'll just
And
fumble with
a perception.
Thank you.
Okay, that was a 15 roll for perception, and you realize the quaggoth goes oi, and he sees you trying to shove one of these up your rectum or whatever.
I just fumble with it and just drop it. I'm like, oh.
But as he's looking at you and his eyes go wide, you see above both of you, a spider.
Wait, Gra? I'll just
And
point up.
it's perched there, like ready to whatever. You have seconds.
Oh God. I'm gonna throw the bucket up at the spider and just try and disorient it with all the things in there.
With the crystals.
Yeah.
Glowing crystals. Ah, interesting. All right, so your action, and then we're going to roll initiative.
Oh God. I need my tools. Can't do anything without my
give
tools.
me one moment. Now, this, give me a second. Quaggoth is with you. So at the moment, the Quaggoth, now you said something to the Quaggoth or not? You just throw the crystals up?
No, I pointed at, I was like, Gra, I called his name, and I just pointed up.
Okay.
And when I see it's gonna lunge, I just throw the bucket of crystals at it, hopefully to disorient it.
Okay, well, he did not roll well. And give me one moment. I have to get the spider. Yes, you are being stalked by a maiden.
It is a maiden. Ooh. What's a maiden?
Yeah, I said too much.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, my cat is being very. Oh, do I have my camera on? Oh. Is my camera on? It's not. Shit. Sorry about that. Give me one moment. I need to.
I mean, yeah, I've seen an alien. I know what an alien is. Like the movie. Oh, one of those. Girl, you can talk.
Don't say anymore. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. No metagaming.
I can't talk.
Oh boy. Oh yes, you need initiative. Correct. There you you are. Wow. Ooh, we got all
Alex.
the fire rolls today. Yes.
Alex is always disengage. Don't forget,
Now-
disengage is your friend.
to do initiative, make sure that you highlighted your avatar,
Yes. Sorry.
else it won't add it. So I'll let you roll again because I'm a generous guy. And this spider is tough. You see venom dripping off its fangs.
Wow, Alex.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're with
Great
you.
game.
We're with you. We're with you. I
So,
mean, you're
good game.
getting reverse audible gasps from us.
Now, Neri,
Yeah.
you were waiting at this hole for a long time, for like an hour. And then you saw one of the maidens slip into the hole. And she was following the work party. And her name, I think it was Coop.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, oh, no. And I don't know, what do? You feel compelled. I don't know.
So is Tom with me right now?
Now, Bolton and Pippapick, fuck off.
Yeah. What about Tom?
He's with you.
Tom and I are tight. We're good.
Yeah.
So she'll say to Tom, this is dangerous. You should stay here. And I'm sure I can help them at least not be eaten by one of them. Of Coop. I know they're mean, but I know I need to help them. Mike in.
Okay. So are you going to follow the maiden then?
Well, yes, and she would look around while doing so for something that is comparable to like a stick club, whatever, because I feel like in the webs and chasm and whatever, there's a lot of trash that gets thrown down there too, or stuff that gets brought on.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get some stuff too, but
Mhm.
just in case there's like I'm essentially looking for like an equivalent to a quarterstaff, but something like that, a stick or anything.
Okay,
like that.
I'll assume that you'd done that
Mhm.
in your time while you were, yeah.
And with that, I would try to keep my distance and make sure that I don't cause any unnecessary tremble in the webs, because the maiden is going through the webs. So I would keep my distance
Good call.
and then follow the maiden.
So you're in this strange dreamscape, and it's like things have gotten, well, you're a bit down the rabbit hole at this point. So you scurry and you find it, and you scurry into the hole. Make a stealth roll, first of all, because there's times where you're going to be exposed momentarily, and there's the other three are around, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you get less or?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, fair enough. You enter the tunnel. You don't know, you're not aware of anything.
Yeah.
And you're just trying your best to keep up with this work party. And you were never at the pits. You haven't been there yet? And
No.
Whatever? No. So give me a survival roll for.
And let me just post this so you are aware of this. This comes from me being who I
Yeah,
am.
right.
And you said survival.
Yes.
So good at tracking.
So you keep up with Coop.
Yeah.
Coop.
Did Tom follow? Because I told him to not, or to tell him it's dangerous.
Is there? That's a good question. Yeah, for the moment he did. Actually, give me animal handling roll.
Oh, I'm not trained in that. Should have taken that.
He followed you.
Oh wow.
And you're like, I told you not to come. And it was like after about 10 minutes, you turn around and you see Tom come up. He's like,
He's just like,
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I'm bad. I'm scared. What's happening? We gotta help friends. Where's the pretty one? Galen, not that pretty one, but the pretty man.
pretty man.
Galen.
Oh,
Obviously, come on.
I'm sorry. The pretty one was a drow earlier, so they have names for all the drow basically. So I
Yeah,
wasn't
no, I
aware they had
misspoke
like.
there. I misspoke. Now, she has a different name. Tom's a she, and she has a crush on Galen, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't aware that Tom is a she, so I was just gonna go with Tom all the way through
Alright.
because I'm already committed.
Fun. Cool. So anyway, you're zipping along. You made the roll. It was a hard roll. It was a 15 survival. And you scoot into the tunnel just as you see the maiden scurrying up into these kind of stalactites. And you hear voices. You hear, now, do you speak Undercommon? You do, I think.
No.
Not really?
Mm-mm.
No, okay.
Abyssal.
Ah.
Some dark shit.
So you hear one of the hairy ones talking, and you come around the corner and you can see the little one of the weird dark gnome guys. And they're talking. Now, that's at the moment, that's all you see, and I'm gonna go to them now real quick. And Ingrid, you've been so patient. I have a great thing coming up for you.
It's all good.
I know, it's at this point, it's all character development role play. It's a lot of fun though. Actually, let's go to her now. She's been so patient, and yeah, that's a good idea. The cat keeps jumping on the table.
Oh God, we're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger.
For the moment, yeah. Now, Ingrid. Let Roll20 catch up a minute. Lagging. Actually, let's take 2 minutes. Real short break, everyone. Okay. Excellent.
This is a double cliffhanger, Alex. How do you deal with this? It's not even
I'ma
your
die,
turn,
y'all.
and it's a break.
Ingrid.
I'ma die, y'all. It's gonna be great.
Looking forward to
Just
learning
hoping.
more about Ingrid. I think we might have heard from her police. I'm curious about her. Oh, I should read your guys' bios. I saw those were posted.
Oh yeah, Ingrid's is like very, very European. I see that like very. I don't know. Are you European by any chance?
Like
Yeah, you.
descent wise, or like am
Yeah.
I from there, or
Yeah, like any kind of. Do you have any like origins over there?
I'm not personally from there. I mean, I'm in Canada.
Because
Yeah.
because Fun has is a very typical Dutch last name, like
Yeah.
all Van too, Van, and yeah, a lot of names that you chose are very European. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why I was
Von Haas.
wondering.
Uh,
And Ingrid is a very German name.
Yeah. I mean, my grandparents are Dutch, so.
Oh,
But
okay.
like, I'm
Yeah.
not personally.
Pinpointed it down.
There's a lot of Dutch grandparent Canadians, for sure.
Really?
Very
A lot of
common
them.
here,
A lot of
depending
them.
on where you are in Canada.
Nice.
Y'all, I can't do anything.
Well, you still have crystals with urine on them.
Yeah,
Why
And
is there
they're-
urine on them? I'm so confused.
because the quack gets pissed on them.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
No, it's
Man.
not. I thought we had a nice little bond going, but freaking Roll20 is never my friend.
Wow, Ingrid's like sexy as fuck.
And it loves to frequently remind me of that.
Poor Alex.
6'1", white.
Trust
hair.
me, in Sandy's campaign, oh man, whew, I got some rough rolls in that game.
Hey, it's still alive.
Still alive by some miracle.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
My headphones just shit the bed, so
Oh no.
I ordered some cordless. So, but you can hear me. Is it really bad? Because
No, it's perfect.
it's
You
good.
can hear us?
oh, good. Okay. So anybody want to do anything? I'll give you a quick moment. Anybody can act or ask a question. We'll take one of those intergroup. We have three things going on right now, at least. So anybody have any comments or questions?
I would like to
Are you
not
all
die.
Yeah.
Can I not die, Darren? Is that a thing I can do?
You're about to meet a maiden.
I would like to opt to not die. Thank you.
Yeah, Ingrid, that's what I got too. She's albino for sure.
And just reading your character background, it's fantastic. You're badass.
I know.
Albino? Oh, dope. I gotta read this. Oh,
I know.
I don't want to ruin the immersion.
So
I
speaking
know
of
an
Ingrid,
albino, but his vision is really poor, and he's suffering from being an albino.
Oh.
But he smokes a lot of weed, so he's fine.
part of the reason why he has red eyes.
Yeah.
Ingrid, stripped of your armor, your regal clothes, your honor, it seems. You've been shackled, first time in your life. Felt a whip. The anger in you is just bubbling. The rage, indignation. You've been forced to take it in stride. What can you do? You've already been beat. You've talked back and you've paid a price. You bear a big, huge black eye right now, and other abuses that they've rained on you, right? And so you've learned though that they'll kill you if you don't kind of pretend, sort of, but still, it galls. It appears today, oh, Gra, this isn't Gra. It appears today that you've been assigned a busy work assignment, meaning you're basically chipping away at some coal vein with a 3-inch chisel and a 4-inch hammer. And for an hour or 2 hours, you're chiseling away, and you sense this aura about you. The others don't sense it; they do, but in different ways. But you ignore it in your resolution and iron will. And from now on, or for the next while, in this area, I'm going to give you advantage rolls on that roll. Okay. There's this Quaggas named Hoot who's watching, and he's just bored and eyeing you like he wants to eat you, like seriously eat you, which they do. And he's making you nervous, but you're tough, and you're just like, what do you want to do for a couple hours as you're doing this? And he's watching you and just.
Ingrid is actually going to be working to the best of her ability. She's not going to be, she's going to try not to slack off. She's going to try to somewhat like subtly impress them, like as much as she's lived like a noble upbringing, she's used to working or training. So, but yeah, she'll do her best at the job she's given.
I'm gonna be the best slave ever.
Okay, so you just do your task and shovel that coal. Give me a Constitution save, and this is a 10. And sometimes I'll tell you what you're aiming for, and other times I won't. And
You said a Constitution save?
Yeah.
Save?
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you don't get the coal lung.
Okay.
It's all good in your eyes and stuff, so you're not affected, right? You're not disadvantaged stuff. You're in there and you're tough, and it's first time actually you feel good using your arms and being able to work for a bit, but you're starting to think, and an hour goes by. What are you thinking? What's in your mind right now? Like, what is Ingrid thinking?
She's not really thinking too hard about too much else. She's just trying to think in her head of just like a few ways in which they could escape, but she finds that if she thinks too hard on something, her work tends to lack, so she mostly focuses on the job.
All right, so you putter away, and your pile of coal is getting bigger and bigger. Give me a perception roll. All right, so you're working away, and you turn up and look around, and suddenly you see Jorlin. He's about 15 feet from you, and you sense he's been watching you for a while. And you didn't notice him. He's so quiet, or whatever. You just didn't notice him at all. But you do now, and you sense that he's not hiding or anything at this point. He's now just standing there nonchalant. Jorlin has some sort of custom drow armor on. He has special arm and leg greaves that kind of mold and form and kind of are locked and have weird mechanisms and knives on them and such. He's a real nasty customer, quite a feared drow, you sensed. However, he has horrible scars. This is the drow whose the side of his head is kind of melted, and his one eye has been melted into a glass ball. His right side has suffered some of the same effects. His right leg and arm are twisted, and that's why you sense he has his armor and stuff has sort of these articulated joints, right?
Mm-hmm.
And mechanics. It's prosthetics, or not prosthetics, braces and such. But has a deadly look in his one eye, and the other eye has this dead, cold, white kind of light in the middle that seems to look at everything. And then you're startled. You're just, whoa, and you give out a bit of a, ah! Like, you don't scare easy at all, Ingrid.
Mm-hmm.
But he gives you the heebie-jeebies. He's a killer.
Yeah, I will kind of, as I calm down a little bit, give almost like a noble-like bow to him, and then a small nod, and then continue on with the work.
Prisoner. Turn around.
How is he speaking to me? What language is he
Speaking
speaking in?
in common. Serpent.
Perfect. Okay, I'll stop what I'm doing and turn around immediately.
Hoot. Wait outside. And you see the big Quaggoth. And the Quaggoth goes around the corner. And you appear to be alone. Sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out a flask and he offers it to you. It is Kusian wine. And his one side of his face is drooped down. His mouth kind of is melted into his cheek and droops down, kind of the Jonah Hex thing. And his one eye bores into you.
Okay.
You take the flask?
Yep, I will reach out, take the flask in my hand, and I will just kind of keep my eyes on his face to see if there's any like look of animosity at all towards him or towards me. And if there is like no kind of like anger or anything like that, then I'm going to try to drink it.
I'll give you a general insight just to
Okay.
see how you take in his character and stuff. I'm gonna try to keep these rolls a bit to the minimum. It's hard to tell. He has a face of stone and it's scary.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very scary. Anyway, you take the top, right? Or not?
Yeah, I'll take a drink of it, yeah.
It is a rich flask. You are somewhat rejuvenated. You realize it has healing properties as the sensation goes to your body and tingles.
I'll put the cap back on it and hand it back to him and nod my head a little bit and go, thank you very much, actually. Your
Well,
name is, and I'm gonna kind of go through my head. Do I remember his name? We
I am
know it, right?
Jorlan Duskred.
Jorlin. I see. Well, it is nice to meet you, Jorlin.
What are you called, human?
I am Ingrid.
Why are you here? How did you end up in this place?
And I'm assuming I was sold. I'm not quite sure how I ended up here specifically. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a blur, but
Ah, well, enough small talk, no?
I agree.
You wonder why I brought you here.
Yes.
I am going to give you something.
As so long as it is not death, then I am fine.
Ah, that will come if you cross me. I will hunt you down to the lowest plains of Hades in that case. But now, we speak. I will let you free. Not now.
No? Okay.
No, not now. I want it to happen tomorrow. There are certain things, plans I have. But I know there are whispers in the cell. I have overheard things. I have been very careful. I have those who talk to me. I know there are those in the cell who are planning to escape. But you will do this for me, or I will betray you all, and you will be slain like vermin to the Queen Mother, Goddess.
What do you require of us?
Ah, I wish one thing. I wish to make somebody look bad. That is all it requires. You are going to be free.
Bad as in pieces, or bad as in, oh no, I stubbed my toe?
Leave that to me. For now, you will be free. 24 hours from now, I will arrange that the door will be unlocked. You will be allowed to leave yourselves. You and your companions, shall we say.
Ingrid kind of thinks it over for a second and nods. I understand, yes.
Good. And he turns on his heel and leaves. And you're left alone for the moment. And you have a moment where you're just sitting there. You thought he was going to kill you? You're not sure.
Well, Ingrid's kind of after that conversation and realizing that Hoot hasn't come back immediately, she's going to turn and start working again.
And after a few minutes, Hoot does return, and he doesn't say much. He's he's smoking something and something. Now, back
Meanwhile, in the other hall,
back.
Death.
death. Much death. Lots of it.
I rolled initiative. Muri happens to act first. Now, Muri, you see a maiden, and you can tell she's going to drop on one of these two, and I'll say you see Puck he looks up and he's about to throw something. Well, Tom has scurried up into some corner.
So could I gauge if it is actually possible to overcome a maiden in the group of 3?
Sorry, overcome a maiden.
In the group of us 3, like seeing like the Quaggoth, Puck, and me.
Yeah, you see them all and you act first.
Yeah, can I make an educated guess whether I'm fighting Godzilla or an actual like defeatable foe?
Oh, I see. You sense that this is somehow a foe to you. You're at a point where it's like, you're choosing friends and you're choosing values, right? And learning.
Right.
And these maidens, what you've heard of seen, have unsettled you. Morality aside, you saw how destructive and cruel their nature was.
Right.
And of course, being exposed to people like Tom and the others, right?
People like Tom, I like it. Yeah.
He is not spider. He is people.
So
Anyway, it's your turn to act.
So, with that, how far away am I from the maiden?
Well, you put your avatar there, so we could say that you are. I rolled 20 more. Oh, I gotta change this one thing.
I could be wrong, Darren, but I think she meant, does she know if they're just completely overpowered by the maiden? Like,
Yeah, that's kind of
does
what
she
it
know,
was.
like, this is like mind flayer, we should just be running, or something that they're able to stand and fight. Sorry, I think.
Okay.
Considering that she knows more about the maidens than like
We're
about.
in severe danger.
So this is a run.
Well, yeah. If possible, you would run from this. Yeah, if you could.
Got it.
1 second. Okay, let's put it that way. I'll be right back.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, I want to interfere there, but I saw the miscommunication happening. It's like,
No, thank you. Like I tried to express what I was meaning, but I failed. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Good. Well, good to know that this is a runaway kind of combat. I wish I just had like just one little tool, just one.
you do, yeah, just one very little tool. That's exactly what you have.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That is a tool. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Hold up a second. Am I armed with my magical abilities? Hold on. You bring up a very good point. Because all it says is that I need to be wielding a tool to use my spells.
Looks like a tool to me.
Okay.
Such a tool.
You produce your artificer effects through your tools. You must have a spellcasting focus. Oh, specifically thieves' tools or some kind of artisan's tools in hand.
Ooh, I have what is technically a thief tool, but I'm guessing it means like you need your full array of tools.
I don't know. I would want to ask Darren for that. Like, because if it's like I can with this tiny little chisel and hammer, if I can cast spells from that, I don't know if that's like.
Yeah,
that's
and if you
like,
want that thief tool from Galen, you'll sure have to convince him because he knows how to use it himself, and you've displayed yourself as an individualist to him.
Hey, how are you? Okay.
Ooh.
The struggle. I'll ask Darren to see what he thinks. So I'll get his judge from it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
had
guys.
to do an internet reset, so I missed a little bit of Ingrid's there. What happened there, Marty? He offered you if we
Joe.
leave. What happened there?
No.
It is so crazy.
I missed part of it, so I only caught the beginning and end.
Well, he basically came in and said that like in 24 hours he's going to make sure that our cell is unlocked, and he's going to be causing some sort of distraction
Why?
because he said he wants to like cause issues for somebody.
Oh God, that's sketchy.
So-
It's not-
I got
Yeah,
you.
Ingrid didn't really question too much past that point.
He wanted to make somebody look bad.
I
But
know
Yeah.
the tea. I know the tea. I know what's up. It's just-
All right, so Darren,
Okay. Oh, Darren,
welcome back.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, according to the player's handbook, or not the player's handbook, but the rules for my artificer, it says that I cast my spells using tools. Now, it says specifically thieves' tools or any kind of artisan tools. Now, I do have a chisel and a hammer in my hand, and that is technically a carver's tool. I don't know if it's the
Can
whole
I-
thing.
Can I throw a word at you, Alex?
Sure.
Crystals.
Christ. Oh,
I totally thought the word was gonna be no. That would have been so funny.
cool. Well,
No.
got it.
Now, that being said,
Message
that
received.
hits you as everything happens.
I'm like, why'd I just throw them?
But yeah, for the moment, you're like, I'll just throw them. You realize now what I'm saying, Alex, your technical brain realizes there's energy in these cells. If I have a little bit of time, how could I funnel that energy, tap it,
I can. Oh, ha.
build
Got it.
something, little
We're in it.
something.
We're in it.
But now suddenly you're peeing yourself,
Because,
but something happens. Miri,
All right, so here goes my question. While I was out and about, I found a vial with amber liquid.
Yeah.
Now, does this liquid look like the liquid that the pretty one offered me?
no. Nope. And you haven't checked it out. Well, okay, let's retro this a little bit. Did you want to check this thing out?
Oh, she would have checked it, yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to do with this? It's in a intricate vial. It's not similar to the dark ones stuff. You know, like their sort of jewelry, their style.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's actually something else, alien to you. Very beautiful though. It's almost the opposite. It's there's a tranquility to this vial.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever made it was an artist and somebody who took loving in their craft.
Okay. So that kind of defeats the purpose, but okay. So I will do something and it's probably not going to be nice, but I will have to do it. I'm behind the spider, right? The maiden.
Well, it's relative because in here the ceilings are actually pretty tall. They're probably 20 feet tall, and there's stalactites coming down. And these big crystals, and I can imagine these crystals are like big crystals. They're, big tube. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Natural crystals, and some are there's clusters of tiny ones and such, right? There's some that look like little trees.
So is the maiden down already?
The maiden is up in the stalactites, and it looked like you're not sure which one it was going to jump at, but it was going to pounce and jump them.
Okay, so basically we're still like in the ceiling area and it didn't start like rappelling down. That's what I wanted to know.
Well,
Then,
it's gonna. This is your turn. It's gonna jump.
do I see its web hole?
No web here. Are you mean on its abdomen? It's
Yeah.
sphincter?
Do I see its web hole?
Okay, yes.
Oh no.
I said I was gonna make you do less rolls. I'll just say okay.
I'm going to use the with runes engraved dagger and pierce it right into that
the
and
web
shove
hole.
it in
Oh.
there.
Ah. Do you have inspiration?
No.
Okay. So,
Shit.
first of all, if you make your stealth check, you'll have the ability to try that, because if you fail your stealth, it will know you're coming over
Yeah.
and won't let you. You can just have to attack it.
Will the brooch give me advantage on that or not at all? The brooch, the spider
It
brooch
will.
I'm wearing? Look at that.
You found yourself moving like.
Oh shit, I rolled a double crit fail.
Are you kidding?
Nope. Right there.
Uh,
Wow.
So it will see me with the dagger.
you fall.
Okay. That sounds much better actually.
And land on the floor. Ouch.
You said 20 feet, that's 2d6.
Yeah. And it's just a complete, like you're like, I'll get it. And you're going in, and there's no webs here. You're so used to moving on webs.
Right.
You tried to grab one of the crystals and you just slipped off it. Now I'm going to roll for your damage.
Mm-hmm.
6 points damage.
Oh, okay. I was
And
like, okay, well, what's the second roll?
You see this creature land plop beside you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can move your avatar beside Puck. And that's your turn. Now the Quaggoth, you said look out or something? Oh,
Yeah,
let
I was
me
like-
let me roll for the spider a second. And the
I'll drag it
spider
in.
gets
initiative.
advantage. Oh, no, you made the roll. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw him, and I just pointed it out to him.
Do you want me to roll initiative too, Darren? Because I'm
Yeah.
kind of in there now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you're not going to like that. So actually, Miri drops, and the spider launches down. And I will roll, see secretly who it attacks. It attacks the Quaggoth.
What? That's crazy.
It comes down. Yeah, I rolled a. Anyway.
I rolled something.
But the Quaggoth isn't. He jumps to the side, and because everything happened so at once, because Miri fell out of the ceiling, the Quaggoth was startled and jumped back, and this big spider comes down and lands on all its 8 legs, just deftly, just poof, where he was, and it looks around menacingly, and there's venom dripping off its fangs. It looks for what it should do, should kill or run or meet death amongst you. Puck, you throw the crystals. Make a athletics check.
Ooh, we're good at that one. Super good. Ooh.
Okay, you
Throw it a
pick it
foot.
up, and these glowing crystals sparkle over everything in the whole area. Now, anyone who has dark vision is actually shocked by this, and you're at disadvantage next round.
Oh, great. It's like, what the fuck? Like, worst plan.
You're like, there's glowing crystals, and everything's just awash.
Is the spider also blinded?
Yes. So in a way, but
It worked.
it sort of worked.
Hey, modern problems require modern solutions. right?
Solutions. Hey.
Is everyone acted this round?
The
Was that
Quaggoth
my
hasn't.
act?
Oh,
The who?
yeah.
Gra has not acted. Poor little Quaggoth.
Oh, right.
How far away are we? Do we hear anything, me, Ingrid, and the other folks? And
No.
Okay.
No, at this moment. He runs forward and takes a swipe. Or no, he doesn't. Huh. Quaggoth, to your amazement, has his forehead on the ground. And the spider has its back to him. And just
Because he's
ignore
blinded, or is he praying? Like blinded in a blinded manner, or is he like?
Sure. You see he's in abject submission.
I'm so confused.
did they follow Loaf?
Did they get married?
Well, they
You
know
don't know.
it's forbidden to harm a spider.
Would I know that rule from the drow? I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know that. Miri, you wouldn't. Puck would know that.
Fuck no.
The drow are forbidden to harm spiders, right? If you're a follower of Lolth and stuff. But for the moment, so the spider turns towards Miri and Puck. And Miri's kind of hurt, bruised, and prone, by the way. Or no, make a dexterity check. It's a 15 check. See if you're prone or not. And then we'll rotate the round. Do we roll initiative extra round every round in 5e or?
No.
Oh, okay. So now we're going to start with the spider.
I'm not in the initiative anymore. I had a 4.
Oh, okay. Let me add you.
I can add myself. I'll just change the value.
Sure. So you'll be acting at the end, unfortunately. So the spider seems to ignore Kagath, who is in sublation and down with his forehead down. Five, 4, 3,
What?
2, 1. Okay, it attacks.
Why do we have a timer?
Wait, I was confused what was happening.
No, it was something. I'll tell you after.
It was not my turn. I couldn't do anything.
I didn't know. I thought it was its turn.
If you want to do something, when I do a situation like that, I'll allow you to intercede. Because the spider turns and glares at you all.
Great.
But the spider's also affected by being blinded through the light, as are we.
Yeah, it's kind of hissing and looking around and angry. But it's ignoring the Quaggoth.
I'm just gonna yell, just like, stupid fucking heretics! And I'm just gonna like pick up some crystals and just like, like, you're alive? What?
Me?
Like,
Yeah,
yes.
That hurt though.
Okay.
Throw them.
I look away and I just at her.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. He's got initiative. The spider lunges forward and attacks. This time it attacks. This time it would be Puck.
Hey, hello.
Well, it got a 6.
Does not hit.
And it lunges in and does not hit. Now I'm gonna say you're all even right now. You're not at disadvantage because you're all at disadvantage.
So whose turn is it?
Oh.
The initiative order is gone. Oh.
Miri.
No, Puck. Oh no, he threw stuff and the Quaggoth isn't doing anything.
Two of you for some reason. Oh no, I think. Okay. Anyway, Puck.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my turn, just look away and throw a bunch of crystals at her face again, so I don't get blinded this time.
All right, I can give you another athletic check against 15.
Strong gnome. Whoa.
Okay, now it will be at disadvantage next round.
I'm like, okay, we gotta go. And I will move. Could I pick up a crystal off the floor as my bonus?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll pick up a few and just shove them down my pants like I do. And I don't know what the move is, speed, but I have small feetsies.
Yeah.
I can move 25.
But we're within melee, so you would take attack of opportunity.
Oh shit. Well, at disadvantage.
At disadvantage, that did work. That was one effect. You hit it with the stuff.
You know, I'll do it so Marie doesn't have to. Doesn't have to take an attack of opportunity. So I'll provoke and run past.
Ah.
Got you, fam. Look at me being helpful.
Sure do.
Okay, so it will make an attack at disadvantage opportunity. Oh. It grabs you. And its fangs pierce you. Ah! You have to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm good at that. Oh yeah.
All right, so you just take. Oh, hold on, I got the wrong one here. Give me 1 second. Take some damage, I'm afraid. That was a wicked roll at disadvantage too. It was like, ugh. Okay. Have to find. This is. And then I realize which notes I need to make next. I'm like, okay. There we are. Okay. Okay, take 1 die. Okay, you made the save. Yeah, I had the wrong character up, but that's okay. We'll use this for now. You do actually take some damage from the piercing, and it turns around like it's going to shoot some webs or something. So I'll roll damage. Roll 20 is being a little bit fickle.
That's okay. Kat, are you still there?
Yeah, I am. I'm just doing stretches while I listen, so I got rid of my video so you guys don't have to watch me do yoga.
Gotcha.
5 hit points damage.
Ooh. Half health instantly. Ooh. At this point, I will just and hopefully that echoes through the cavern.
The Quaggoth is still in his prone position. You're at the end of the round, and you're like, oh, ow.
Okay, my turn. So I'm going to go up. How far away is it from me? It's about 10 feet. So I will go up to it, and she'll take out the club that she found, or the staff, and she says, "This is not a staff. This is not a staff. This is a powerful magical sword." And with that, she will try to knock out one of the fangs of the maiden, casting Shillelagh on the quarterstaff, making it a magical weapon. And
Oh, wow.
with
Interesting.
a 24 to hit.
Okay, that gives you inspiration as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, well played. That was really well done. Yeah, it's like, yeah. So what's the spell? What kind of damage are we talking here?
We're talking nine damage, and that is the shillelagh. Let me just post it here. It lasts for 1 minute. The wood of a club or quarterstaff you're holding is imbued with nature's power. For the duration, you can use spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls of melee attacks using that weapon. The weapon's damage die becomes D8. The weapon also becomes magical if it isn't already.
Oh wow.
And with that, she like just goes for the fang and almost like a baseball bat because she has no idea how to wield a sword, but she's imagining that this is a powerful sword, like the fighters that she's envisioned before, and she'll like just bolt on the fang that was just buried into Puck's shoulder.
Galen,
Huh?
you heard Puck yell out because you were close by. And it just so happened that the Quaggath guards went to go take a piss and drink some wine around the corner. But you heard Puck yell out, "Help!"
I did?
Yeah. It's coming from that direction. And that's where he was led when you first got here.
But my so my guard has walked away.
Yeah.
Do I recognize it as Puck? Actually, it wouldn't matter. This is Galen, so it wouldn't matter.
It
Okay.
echoes down the chamber, just echoes like, "Oh, no, ah, oh, no, ah."
Yeah, sorry, is this a moment, can I act?
Yes.
Galen immediately turns and starts to move. What does Sereth do?
Toward the sound?
Yeah.
No, he just stays and stands there and watches you go.
Then my chain gets pulled tight as I walk away from him because I'm attached
No,
to him.
your necks were untied.
Oh, okay.
When
So
you
I
were-
start to walk and I turn around and I say, "Did you hear that? That sounded," and in drow, "Did you hear that? That sounded like a cry for help."
Yeah, sounds like a victim.
We should go.
Why?
And he just like his face just turns to disgust.
Well, you're hit with this wall of just like,
Yeah, his face just turns to disgust, and he goes, "Well, I should have known better than to ask one such as yourself." And then I'll turn and I'm gonna peek around the corner. Do I see any of the? I keep forgetting what they're called. The troll things.
Quagga.
Quaggath.
Yes. For the moment, you can hear them talking. They didn't hear the cry. They're around the corner in a tunnel. They're talking. Jorlin's talking to these two Quagga.
Okay, then I'm going to. I'm guessing I can't tell which direction it came from because I come to this intersection and there's several ways to go.
Well, it must be from the other way because if it was their way, they would be dealing with it, or they would have been fighting or something, right?
Okay, stealth check, because I don't know they're being attacked by a third party. I could think that he's just being killed by a drow. So stealth check, I'm gonna try and stealth down this hallway to the right.
Yep.
I assume you want me to do a stealth check?
Yes, at advantage, and you're moving pretty quick.
Oh, sorry, at advantage. 10.
You scoot around the corner over here.
Yeah.
You get to this point, and you hear from behind you, "Hey, where are you going?" Echo.
I keep going.
Okay, and you hear combat. And this round, you can get to this spot, basically, moving quickly. And you know that they might be behind you. Somebody might be behind you, close.
So can I see around the corner?
Yes.
And how far am I away
What's your
from?
race and what's your dark vision?
I'm a half elf, so I believe it's standard 60 feet.
Actually, your vision here, you have the pure sight, quote unquote. So down here, these crystals give you excellent vision.
Oh, great. About how far away am I from? I turn. I see everything that's happening. How far am I from the maiden?
70 feet.
Okay, give me one moment. Sorry, I just gotta check something. Okay, the first thing I'm immediately going to do, I've used all my movement. I'm going to cast, you said I'm 30 feet?
70.
70, sorry, I heard 30. I can't do that then. Give me one moment. Just checking the distance of my spells. Okay, just from underneath, actually for this spell I'm going to use, I say I do it in abyssal, so you just hear this really dark, guttural sort of muttering, if you were beside me, come from like the depth of my soul. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the spider. So I whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. The target
Not in
listening.
range. That's 60 feet.
Oh, it is. And you said I'm 70?
Yep.
I can't move any farther. Right. Okay, I might just be shit out of luck for spells. Yeah, all my spells are going to be exactly 60
So you
feet.
now what I'll do, you can attempt it at risk. Oh no, you
No.
can attempt it at disadvantage.
At disadvantage, my disadvantage roll was 18.
Okay, roll a 20 side for me as well, real quick right now. Actually, Puck, have you cast a spell? No.
Okay.
I have not.
No.
6.
I
Okay.
have cast a spell.
Can you roll 20 sided for me real quick?
Not 20.
That's 20. All right, all's good.
Where's my nat 20?
So do I manage to hit the maiden?
At disadvantage, you got an 18.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Spellcasting.
Well, so he needs to make, or it, gender irrelevant maiden needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, it
On a
failed.
failed, okay, on a failed save, it will take 3d6
Wow.
Yeah, 3d6 psychic damage and must
psychic
immediately.
damage, and it must immediately use its reaction to move as far away as its speed allows from me, but it won't move itself into danger.
Bless you.
Oh, wow. Okay, so, okay, I'll take your damage. And the spider pounces up like it's stung on its own, its feet clenched together, and it twirls to the side in obvious pain and rage and gives out this shrieking hiss sound.
Run!
And
Oh, I'm so fucked now. I just attacked a spider. I didn't even think.
and it works. It's like, and it retreats into the stalactites, into the darkness for now, and just in anger and rage and pain as something reaches it from nowhere. And Galen, you were at the edge, and you resonated, and you realized that the crystals help. Like when you sung in this tunnel and such, the crystals gave this resonant sound, and the whole tunnel.
Actually, sorry, I have to specify for this, especially since it's to protect my character. No one else hears this. That's part of the spell. Only the creature that's attacked hears the sounds. But it would hear it that way.
Yeah, and at the same time, Mary thinks that this was caused by the impact of her sword.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And it has to move as far away as its full movement will allow from me.
It takes off down the tunnel in its round.
And then if I can use my bow, no, I can't bonus action hide. That's only a rogue thing, right? That's not a normal bonus
That
action.
is a rogue thing. That's not
Okay,
a normal bonus
then
action.
then I just stand there and wait.
And you realize behind you, you can look behind you as you see Jorlin and two Quaggoth running
And
up.
I'll immediately put my hands right in the air and say, I don't know what's happening. I heard a cry for help and the guards weren't with me, so I
Silence, prisoner.
didn't know who
Quiet.
needed help.
Quiet. Watch him. You come with me. And Jorlin, with this cool, cold, death look, just goes by, leaving this one Quaggoth. And he just comes upon the scene as the spider has fled. The Quaggoth is still down prone.
Are there any spider webs hanging around?
No.
All right.
Welcome back to prison.
That's okay.
I'm just holding my wound, and as soon as I see Jorlin, I just put my head down.
Well, what do we have here? Ah, I see you're back. He's pointing at Miri.
And she looks at him with her 10 eyes.
Ah, what is this? What are
What?
you, young lass? And he comes walking towards you.
And she kind of like, I know that spiders they have a very strong flee instinct if they're not in the territory, so she'll back off.
You have a chance to run.
Run where? Like back? There's nothing behind me, is there? I thought it was a dead end.
You don't know. Darkness.
Oh, fuck it. I'm out. I'm running.
Oh gosh.
And I jump into
Hey, he immediately pulls up his arm. He takes a shot. This is you leaving with his crossbow.
Okay.
So you can make at this point a acrobatics check
Mm-hmm.
and if you beat a 15, he'll be at disadvantage as you're clean.
Well, there's not much I can do. So I will do that. And I did not beat it.
Okay, so he just shoots.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scared. And you're
Yeah,
hit.
that hits.
You feel a sting of pain.
I'm pretty sure I'm unconscious.
The damage itself, it's only, the damage is light, but your save is big.
What's
Make a Constitution save for me.
Let me see here real quick. I failed that one too.
Everything goes dark.
It doesn't make much difference in here, but okay.
Well, no, you go into your dream.
Yeah, I got you.
So you hear Jorlin. Meanwhile, Puck, you're kind of getting up, and you see the two Quahog are up now, and the Quahog's talking quickly in Underdark. It was one of the maidens. It came praying. I did what I could, and it's gone now. And he's a bit baffled. And Jorlin's striding into the darkness a bit, and he's looking. Yeah, I think I got it. I definitely got it. And he walks into the darkness, and you can see him. He picks up Miri and says, "Finish the shaft. I'm taking this with me. The rest of you, we'll see you back at the quarters. Give this one a whipping." He points at Puck.
What'd I do?
And you, Galen. He doesn't say anything, and he just goes forward. 24, he mutters as he disappears, carrying Miri. nonchalantly over his shoulder. And he's got his 2 guards with him. They join him, pardon me. Those 2 elite guards are never far from him.
She's pretty smelly and dirty. Just wanted to add that right there. She's been living in the shaft, so.
Now, the rest, now you're whipped, Puck.
Yay, for getting attacked.
Give me a constitution roll, save for me. And you're still wondering where the fucking spider went, by the way, but it.
Oh, God.
Okay, Puck, you have a number 2 now.
Yay.
All right. So make note of that.
Oh, I totally thought you had to go number 2. I don't know why my you have to go number
A lot
2
of
now.
toilet talk in this session.
Okay, wow.
All right. Shortly, though, the Quaggoth take a chance and they assemble everybody in the main area. All right, let's head back. Enough's enough. I don't trust that maiden is around. Gonna pick one of us off. We'll get in trouble. Oh, I don't know. I think he's distracted. I think we're okay. We can bring him back. And you guys are linked together at the next again, and you're marched back to the outpost. You have a chance to communicate a little bit. The Quagga seem distracted. They're looking for the maiden, and they're also just distracted by the pit. Something's changed in the pit. It's become a place of dark thoughts.
I'm gonna go next to Galen if I can. I'm just gonna say, the girl, they took her.
What girl?
Yes, what girl?
The one you thought was dead, not dead.
Yuri. How did she look?
Not like what I initially saw.
What do you, I mean, does she seem well? What do you mean?
I don't know. I couldn't get a good look. It all happened so fast, but there were spiders. More than one.
And he gives you like a sly grin and he goes, and you're welcome. Strange for such a formidable foe to suddenly flee, isn't it?
That was you?
Most certainly. Remember when I said I am of value? He gives both you and Ingrid. She talked, but she was listening. A look. I am.
Never said you weren't.
I think our time
Anyways,
is running short.
I think I might have something to help us.
Perfect. Let's not talk anymore here, back at the pens.
And you guys draw close to the chasm now. And you realize now that these little excursions, when you're actually being transported, are an opportunity to talk, because they just chain you together and then they kind of ignore you. And unless you make too much noise, then they cuff you or whip you. And you guys come in through the southern chasm entrance where you left from, and of course they give the signal and the platform's lowered and you're drawn up and under heavy escort brought back, and you go by the temple again. It's pretty quiet now, actually. You don't see Jorlin or his kind. There are a couple drow here and there. Things are a bit quiet. You actually see Ilvera, but she walks by and is focused on something, and she gives you all just a glance of disinterest and then stops suddenly. Stop! You! Stop now! All of you on your knees. Now! Does anybody hesitate to get to their knees?
Nope.
Anyone?
No.
And she strides forward, and you've never seen a crueler face in such a mask of middle-aged sort of anger. And she scans you all. You. Something has happened. I wish to talk to a couple of you. I will send for you soon. You will come to me and answer some questions. Or you will suffer. Dismissed. Take them back to the south. And you know stuff's going on, so you're okay. And you're escorted back to the cells. Now, to let you know, we're at the 3-hour mark. And so our session is drawing to close. But we will do our falling action here, everybody. So let's start. Muri, of course, you are unable to act and unconscious. You have entered a dream. It's not a pleasant dream. It's a place of tentacles and darkness and harsh smells and fear. A place of chaos. A place that, again, you could embrace, yet it seems unnatural and would rip you apart. You might lose your soul. Now, as to Ingrid, you are in a position, what's going through your mind now? You're able to act and think, and you are being ushered back into the cell block with your usual cellmates.
Ingrid will keep to herself for a little bit. She's going to wait until after they're all questioned to speak to the rest of the group.
Oh, sorry, say again, you cut out again? Say that again?
She's gonna keep to herself. She's going to wait until after they're all done being questioned to speak to the rest of the group.
I see, okay. Puck. Shuffling along, and what's going on?
I'm kind of like freaking out a little bit because homeboy, I don't like Jorlin for reasons. And Crazy Bitch and wants to talk to us for some reason. And I'm like, first thing on my mind is like, I gotta get rid of this crystal in my pants. So yeah.
That's what the kids are calling it nowadays, eh?
Crystal in my pants.
Okay, now moving on. How is Galen thinking now? This handsome Dubidaire dandy.
So sorry, I'm confused. Where are we right now?
You're brought back. You've been ushered under heavy guard back into your cell. This is sum it up, kind of wrap it up. I know we could role play forever and ever and do everything, but sometimes I just roll ahead and say, whoop.
No, that's good. I was just verifying that we had.
You've been ushered back into the cell. There's going to be a rotation. It's going to be the afternoon shift change. So next session, we'll be doing the afternoon shift change.
Did they drop me off in the cell too?
Pardon?
Yeah.
Did they drop me off in the cell too?
No.
All right, guys. See you at the end of next session.
I'm so sorry.
This is almost over. Yeah, Galen, is it like nighttime? People are sleeping? What time of the day is it?
No, it's the afternoon shift change, so it's going to be like early afternoon.
Okay, so Galen is going to kind of curl up in a corner. Do we have it all like, we just have our clothes? Am I wearing like a coat?
No.
Something like that?
No.
No, okay, well I'm going to curl up in the corner as though I'm just miserable and like trying to sleep in the darkest corner I can find. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to keep feeling around and try to get a feel for the locks on my manacles. I'm basically trying to give myself as much of a head start and information as possible for when I do try to pick these.
Okay. All right, I could bear that in mind if you spend time.
Yeah, and then I'd like to, if I feel like I can do it surreptitiously, I'd like to try to pick the lock on my manacles.
You recognize the locks are very intricate and strong, and like I said, every chance you take could wreck your pick. But of course, that's what it's for. All right. Anything else? Did I miss? Now I got Ingrid already said she's just laying low, and now you're all kind of exhausted. They keep you working, right? So I'll ask, if you guys don't rest, you'll suffer consequences, correct? Now, those of you, you were all glad to get out of the pit, to get out of that weird green light, and that made you queasy and nauseous, except for Ingrid. Just seemed to wash over her, like, oh, whatever. Did I cover everybody? I think I did.
Could I do one little thing before we head out? Could I go to Habu, actually? Now, I don't know if she would agree with this for her character, but it's just, I'm just gonna, like, hey, big thing. I need your help.
Apparently she was sleeping the entire time. And to be fair to Carly, I'm going to say that's part of something that's just going to have to wait to next session.
Okay. How do I get rid of the crystal? I don't trust anyone. And people I do trust are going to get interrogated as well.
She has lots of folds and orifices.
Do I just shove one in a fold to cover fat?
Put it in the back fat, she ain't gonna notice.
Oh god, is it thick?
I got like a pimple. It's like bugging me, Joey.
Will it move at all?
Well, you could try. Give me a sleight of hand. Beat a 10 sleight of hand, and
It's beautiful.
put it somewhere that you wouldn't even know. We'll have to tell her. All right, you're like, all right.
I just gotta ditch it. That's it.
I think it's in her armpit, or maybe that was her groin.
Somewhere where it won't fall out is my concern. I'm like, I leave it there. If it doesn't fall out, I give it a little shake. If it doesn't fall out, I'm like, okay.
You have to tell her that when she wakes up next session.
Okay. All right. I'm like, there's a thing in you.
Give her an investigation check.
And it's not a child.
I'm like, we need it.
I have placed something in you and it's not an offspring.
Okay, anybody have any last thoughts? Words?
I
Action?
gave you some, if you look at chat, I sent you a private message.
Oh, I see. Yeah, actually, it was a 20.
Yes, the best.
Okay,
Yes,
interesting. Yeah.
perfect.
However, I'm going to roll to see if you can keep it hidden from others in the room. Okay, so that's a performance roll.
You want me to roll a
Yeah.
performance?
Yeah. Oh, you just got it. It's in secrecy.
Perfect.
And Darren, will you update me at all until next session what's going on, or is that all next session?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Indeed. I shall.
Cool.
So my plan is this is technically chapter 1, and there might be another session or two And as you notice, our characters have fleshed out and our story has gathered steam. So I'll keep at it. I'll send out the posts and keep everybody on board. Next Thursday we'll play. Some sessions will be 2 hours, some will be less. If we find a day to play, that'd be awesome. I had a lot of fun. It was a great adventure.
Yeah,
You guys all played awesome. What can I say? You guys were awesome.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It was really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. That was great.
fun game.
Yeah,
A lot
so
of
I'll-
stress.
Oh, yeah, the maidens are strong. And perhaps, well, Miri, the dice, what can I say?
I mean, I had luck for most of the time.
I
Like
know
my
you were nailing stuff and you were just riding a wave. And then that one roll, it's like, no, you're going to pick up your limp forms, like, oh.
that's okay, but tell me, how much did it hurt the maiden? Like not in percentage, but like was it pretty brutal? The 9 damage, sort of, kind of. I need to
Maiden
know.
was hurt. It was stung. I'm not going to spoil, but it felt that sting for sure.
And she, like, you got that part. She actually named her sword, like her club that's not a sword, named it after something she didn't do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is now.
I love that lined up perfectly. Or like she takes this like hits it with like a piece of wood, and it's like ah. It's gone.
It's like, what did I do? What is this power?
And Sandra is playing a really trippy character. You guys are probably
I'm
yeah.
confused.
I figured out
What
what
the hell happened to you?
I won't spoil it for anyone else, but I figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the. I'm like, what's a maiden? I'm still on there.
Oh yeah. Well, that's spider speak.
All right.
All right, you guys, you have a good night, and thank you so much for the game, Darren. That was
Yeah.
super fun.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
I'll shut her down. See ya.
Bye.